Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees this year, the Cars. Chris Stanley, is this going to be Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominee week?
Yes,
our show?
It is.
You know, we have our own Rock and Roll Hall of Fame channel right here on Sirius XM. You can go over and vote on this.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Well, when the Bennington show, when it comes around here, we draw a lot of water, if you know what I'm saying. So
I do.
What we say kind of goes. Now, I'd like to see the Cars get in, but I really want to see Cheap Trick get in.
Yes.
That's Channel 310, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Radio.
Everyone knows that, Chris.
Just reiterating.
I like that because anytime that you hear someone on that channel, they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So whenever I'm listening, I'm always like this asshole's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? You know what I mean? Like, whoever it is, that, like, I'll hear, like, 5 people that belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'll hear one, this son of a bitch. And they do not care about segues on that channel. You will go from the Animals to Miles Davis to U2. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're going to look at an era. They're not GPS and this up, right? They do it their own way.
But if you're the type of listener who only wants the best.
That's me. I deserve the best.
And I know that's you.
It's Channel 310.
I work hard. And when I listen to a song, I want it to be Rock and Roll Hall of Fame quality material. I don't want to hear anything new. I want to let the good times roll. You know, there's another thing that sounds normal now, but when it came out, everyone's like, this is very cold for rock and roll, isn't it? Like, that's the first band that ever sounded like they were recording in a freezer. You know what I mean? And not moving. You know, up to that point, everybody was jumping around and Chuck Berry and, you know, you wanted to be James Brown. You know, you wanted to be Elvis Presley. You're moving around. And that band didn't move at all. They were like just 5 cold scarecrows just looking at everyone.
Would you call it too cool for school?
I felt, you know, for the school that I was at the time, and it was a prep school.
Sure.
Jesuits were running it, so it wasn't a cool school at all. and that band was deemed too cool for that school.
For that particular school.
Just that particular school. Most schools, they would have been fine in, you know. Most schools, they would have said, oh, yeah, go ahead and play it. It's just cool enough for our school. My school was a little too hot.
Can't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Cotton dat.
You know, we got so much to get to today. The football over the weekend.
Oh, my God.
And that baseball over the weekend. That was all driving us crazy.
Woo.
But first, before I get into the news of today, Monday, before I sit here and Monday on everyone. By the way, isn't Aaron Berg's big show tonight?
Yes, it is. That's at the Stand in NYC. Go to thestandnyc.com for tickets.
I like the way, if you notice the scale, Stanley says, yes, tis.
Yes, tis.
Tis.
Tis true.
Tis tonight.
You know, someone just came with 80 people, and I don't know any of them out of the stadium, and they seemed like they were a big deal.
It's the manager at Delaney's BBQ here in New York. The one with the bow tie.
No, that means anything to me.
I heard of that.
Means nothing on a Monday. Mm-mm. Maybe I got a bad case of the Mondays today.
You got a case of the Mondays.
Yeah. Just another manic Monday. I wish it were Sunday. 'Cause that's my fun day. Chris don't have the runs days.
Finally. It hurts sometimes.
All weekend long for you?
Yeah. Monday. Chris, is there a reason that you're not doing backup? Do you feel like you're too good to be a featured player on this?
I thought I was moving up from featured player.
Well, he's moving on up.
Moving on
I'm
up.
not going to stop any of this shit today. But let me just say this as part of my Monday Madness. All my picks came through, all the excitement level.
Sick, dude.
But something came up between Stanley and Gail that I actually had to actually pull you guys apart. It looked like it was going to break into fisticuffs.
Yes,
Yeah.
clearly.
And it had to do with fictional creatures. Is that what you were fighting
Yes.
about? Mythical, fictional creatures?
Mythical, fictional though people decide that maybe they're real. Okay, so this is the premise, is what we're saying is, which of those fictional creatures do you think has a good possibility of actually being true? What is the most likely to be true?
Is it back to Centaur again? Is that what you're fighting about?
Bigfoot. Out of all these ridiculous character
this is his
monsters.
Answer. Bigfoot.
Much more than a chupacabra or a Loch Ness monster. It's the Bigfoot.
Listen, here's why I'm telling. Well, one, is there anything like a Bigfoot? You can't. There's no other Bigfoot like.
There was a time between the ape and the man, and that's the Bigfoot, and it was alive. It is alive.
Wait, you think?
Here's the thing.
But that's the missing link. Is an
I don't
ape?
think that anyone, even the people who believe in Bigfoot, think that, do they?
Yeah, they do. You know why? Because I'm one of them. I'm a Bigfoot truther. There's just been too many sightings. There's been too many TV shows. There's too much literature on the Bigfoot. It's alive. There's a Bigfoot out there.
If any of them are real, if any of them, it's going to be something from the deep.
Specifically what?
Like a Loch Ness or a...
We find species every year.
Yes.
And most of the time they're in the sea.
Yeah, we get to the bottom of the sea. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy fish down there.
Some sort of giant sea monster at the bottom of the ocean is way more likely than Bigfoot. Just we haven't bumped into him yet.
When it comes to mythical creatures, would you throw a ghost into that? Does a ghost count?
I don't know. I know that they call it the I don't know the name.
The crypto.
Cryptozoologist is the word.
Cryptozoologist.
You heard loudy.
Yeah.
You heard that echo around here.
I know that you think when you're loud, you're right. So.
Chris, if we find a ghost, right?
Yeah.
Will it be a Bigfoot ghost?
All right. I sort of believe that ghosts do exist, and if a Bigfoot died, there has to be a Bigfoot ghost. There has to be.
No, there has to be anything. You keep yelling there has to be as if that makes sense.
There has to be. Come on.
Do you guys see that thing where they think they spotted something only aliens could have built in a far-off star?
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, they're going to enslave us and then eat us and eat our brains.
They think it's an alien superstructure that they've actually built around an entire fucking star. It's that big. So that's how they get their energy. That's
a great idea, though. We should be doing that.
That's very clever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to get America off fossil fuels, and into a big ring around the universe that will give us energy.
So much easier.
And then look, you turn this on. It's free, okay?
Yeah.
You want to start your car. Free, you know?
This is free.
Telephone. Yeah, your
Free.
telephone is free.
Free.
Everything you see is free.
Giant cage around the sun. Fucking gives us all this free shit.
Cage around the sun is not it.
No, all right. They said a superstructure. I'm guessing.
But
it's
you
a cage.
said around a universe. It's not a cage. You're thinking of UFC. It's a cage match.
We've built an octagon.
We built this octagon. All right, so here's where we need to go with this, first of all. And I'm just going to settle your fight. You had Bigfoot.
I have a creature of the deep. We'll go with Loch Ness, but there's so many. I mean, there's even Champy. That's in Lake Champlain. Old Champy.
Also Chessie, which is in the Chesapeake Bay. I'm going to say that you're both wrong.
Oh.
Both wrong. And then my thing of what we're going to find is a girl who is a 10. Okay? A sure thing. And I'm willing to hitchhike across the country to try to find this sure thing. Even though I found out this nerdy smart girl is, she's got me thinking about her.
She's interesting.
I'm still going to hitchhike to go see the sure thing.
Yeah, but doesn't that other girl, doesn't she have glasses?
Yeah, it's disgusting. Believe me.
You sure don't want to hitchhike to go find Bigfoot with me? I mean,
or join me on an adventure in the deep?
We just have to find some woods. Let's go.
He said, don't you want to join me to find Bigfoot? And he points at his crotch.
Why did you do that?
Just because
that was just for us in the room.
Just because it's tilted and hairy does not make it Bigfoot.
Sasquatch.
What is it with you and Bigfoot, though? Why are you such a believer?
I've just seen all this programming on Bigfoot.
And I will tell you this, Gail. I never believed in Bigfoot, but then when I was out in the Pacific Northwest, I'm like, I can fucking picture something being lost out here.
Thank you.
Because there ain't shit around.
There's just so much woods.
Yeah, and you know how far I went into it?
How far?
About 20 yards. And I'm like, we ought to get out of here. I'm already feeling lost.
But
What was
versus
that?
the deep in which we find things constantly.
You're right about that, but I'm saying you could both be right. There could be monsters of the deep. Here's what I think we're going to find in the deep one day. A UFO that's been lying down there, crashed
Oh, shit, man.
over thousands of years ago.
I wouldn't be the least bit surprised.
Oh.
Well, maybe I would be a little bit. Boring.
What else is on TV? But here's my thing. Behind that driving dock, I wouldn't even call it a steering wheel because I don't know whether they'll use a wheel to steer a spaceship. They'll probably do it with their mind. It'll be a skeleton because it's been thousands of years. And it'll be the skeleton of a Bigfoot. Its
Oh
baby
my God.
escaped only to be running around the Pacific Northwest for so many years.
We normally don't just think of aliens as being mammals. Not very often. Usually,
what
when
are you
they're-
looking for? An elephant to come in? A hippo?
No, I mean, we don't normally think of them as hairy creatures. We often depict them as kind of slimy.
Well, we could. I'm going to bring up an alien to you, one I'd like to call Chewbacca.
Okay. But
It's
that
all
movie's
hair.
not real.
No, that's not a documentary. You're right about that. You got me. But no, you're right. We see them as either being humanoids, like Chris or his neighbors, or we see them as reptilian.
Yes.
Evil.
Now, why do you think that we find reptiles to be evil?
Maybe because we fought them in the past. Like, we didn't like.
Well, we've got the biblical sense.
What do you mean? Who did we?
Wait,
I think we were fought dinosaurs. I was.
oh, boy.
Humans weren't alive
Here
then.
we go. You're an
These
idiot.
Christians. These Christians. Oh my God.
Chris?
Oh,
You've had that
God.
cough since Friday. I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurt. But I got that one wrong. But they look scary.
Why
Reptiles
don't we
look
go
scary.
take you for a TB test?
You think?
I'll just play Cars music for the rest of the day.
Let me get
Most
through
likely
this.
to have TB. That's your senior superlative that I give you here on the Bennington Show. Most likely to have TB.
He's a lunger.
I'll take it.
I saw him cough into a handkerchief and then look down at the blood. It's nothing.
I coughed in the first act.
I'm fine. Don't worry.
Are you?
Yeah.
First of all,
I'm
I'm
good.
not worried. You could die on the fucking floor and I wouldn't throw it to break.
Joe, step in.
I just see Joe looking at the floor while we're talking.
That's
He's
good.
like, what other career paths could I have taken? Joe is wearing the same sweatshirt that he wore on Friday. It's starting to drive me crazy.
Nasty, bro.
Yeah.
Comfortable.
Did you at least wash it?
Yeah.
Sure you did.
I mean, it rained.
Jizz.
I've seen a fucking mustard stain in the same spot for the last 8 times you wore it.
Why do you like mustard so much, Joe?
Goes good with everything.
Does it?
No.
Turkey, for instance?
Oh, I guess
Anyone
I
who
didn't
puts
think of that.
turkey on mustard on a turkey sandwich is no friend of mine.
I've done it. I'm not going to lie.
You're no
It's not
friend
my-
of mine.
it's
You're
not my-
no friend of mine.
It's not my
I
preference.
do not like that. They're not good.
I feel the same way about mustard on a burger. I think that's fucked up.
It's disgusting.
It's
Yeah.
fucked up if you do that.
Anyone who fucking eats that should end up fucking eating old lady toes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Next to a Bigfoot.
Yeah, small foot next to a big foot. That's exactly right, Chris.
Thank you.
Sorry, I think Chris has got the better of you on this scale.
Mm.
Because
So
you
much
yelled
evidence.
about, what about the deep?
The deep.
There's that Bigfoot Zapruder film. Well, it's not Zapruder, but there's a different name for
It's
it.
totally
But it's a very
fake, though.
famous video of the Bigfoot. It hasn't been disproven.
Yes, it has.
Yes, many times.
Oh, really?
So many
Yes,
times.
they even
I've-
found the costume.
I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah. Well, you don't watch anything but cable. If you
watch-
get off basic cable, you'd be fine.
I watch
Discovery Channel. And he'll go like this. I saw a documentary last night on Discovery Channel. I go, those aren't documentaries. They're made up fucking things for nerds.
Chris.
It was called Finding Bigfoot. It's a great series.
What about your Hitler zombie army thing?
Oh, yeah.
I had to yell at you.
That was great. That was great. It was like a fucking made up documentary about Hitler winning the war. Like, this is what would have happened.
If he would have had a zombie army. I had to tell you the truth, though. I have I know people who feel like when they watch the Discovery Channel, they are being educational in their own life.
Really?
Yeah, instead of dopes.
History Channel is the same way. That's also gone off the rails of them producing insane content.
What did he just say? You speak fucking Quaaludian. What did he fucking slobber at me?
Can't no.
History Channel.
History of off the raft for the in theory. He tries to just keep going faster and faster.
I don't know.
Fucking Babylon, Josephine, Babylon. Crazy fucking prick.
He's nuts.
He does have a hit song that he's singing on now, though, right?
Yeah, Dude Juice.
Dude Juice. It comes in a jar.
Dude Juice.
How did Dude Juice get so big for you?
It's, people heard it, and then they created something around it, and they made a hit song all about that juice. That juice being Dude Juice.
So it's not Dude Juice, it's That Juice.
It's that juice is Dude Juice.
Okay.
That's what it is. They say,
Did they ever say Dude Juice in the song?
No. But they're referring, for everyone, this is a fun fact, for everyone hearing the song, that juice is Dude Juice. That's what
Why
we're
would you
referring
admit
to.
that?
Ah, that fact was really fun.
Right? It's good stuff. I'm just glad the song exists.
So you wanted to thank someone? You didn't know their name?
Didn't know their name.
So you say, I'm glad that the song exists.
Yeah.
It's Dave Crosby at Dave James Crosby.
Dave James Crosby, thank you.
And he almost cut his hair.
Mm.
This is all about that juice.
Oh, God, I like that. Oh, God, I like that. I like that. I can't get enough of that, man. Oh, God, I like that.
Oh.
That's what I like. Oh, God, I like that. I like that. That juice. I like that fucking action, dude. All about that juice. All about that juice. All about that juice. All about that juice. Dude, juice for this rock god.
All about that juice, about that juice.
Shook that juice out.
All about that juice, about that juice.
About that juice. All about that juice. About that juice. About that juice. All about that juice. About that juice.
Oh. That is our own Chris Stanley, but I guess we're singing backup, Gail?
Yeah,
the
we
Bennington
are.
backup team?
It's a hit.
Yeah, all about that juice.
All about that juice.
And then he points at his own mouth while he's doing it.
You want
I don't have a screwdriver to tighten this.
I think maybe this thing here.
You think? From there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
And this is the cough button if I need it?
This is a cough button?
Yeah.
I didn't know we had one.
Thanks for paying attention to your surroundings.
It's not labeled. Back in the day, these were labeled.
Oh, no.
They
Oh,
used
my
to say
God.
cough. When I was a kid and I would come in and sit in on your show, the Ron and Ron show, I was obsessed with the cough button. Just obsessed. Like I would come in and I would be like, so this is my cough button? Yes, still the cough button. And then you'd be in the middle of talking and then I would press it like, you did not need to cough. So if I need to cough, I just go ahead and press this one, right, guys? Same one from last time, right? Cough button.
It's the old CB. If you need it, it's there for you. Don't want to cough out on the air. Hey, it's Carla's birthday today.
Nice. Happy birthday, Carla.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, it is Carla Finch's birthday.
Sweet Carla.
Sweet, sweet Carla.
Sweet Carla, happy birthday.
I'll just give you a quick cough button.
That was off mic, right?
Yeah. Because I did hit the cough button in time. If anyone
You guys didn't pick up that cough, did you?
I was just noticing this. How many Ronnie B quotes made it up from the Periscope show this morning?
Oh, nice. You're
Beautiful.
doubling down.
Yeah, I am doubling down. I'm adding to the length of shows. This one, I'm just part of a panel on Scope Talk Live,
STL.
which got ruined today by a run-in guest.
Unbelievable.
Bob Hope just came running in.
So excited.
That's what happened on the old Johnny Carson show. They would be in the mid-conversation, and then the orchestra would start to play Thanks for the Memories, and Bob Hope would come walking out, and everyone would go crazy. And I swear to God, when I was a kid, I would think, what a shock this must be to everybody, not knowing that Johnny and the guest were told in advance.
How do they keep it together?
This is a tape program. But everybody was like, oh, my God, Bob Hope. And the person who was sitting next to Johnny would get up and move down one.
This is quite a thrill.
Give up his spot for the king. I don't know if we have a Bob Hope right now. Maybe it's Jay Leno. Maybe Jay Leno is that older, comedian.
I don't know. I'm not sure if Jay Leno would have that same effect, though.
That same prestige.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be David Letterman then in that position.
Yeah.
If he ever starts walking out.
He needs to hang out, though.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to hang out. I think he just wants to continue being a hermit at this point.
He's got an apartment in New York. You're not a hermit if you have that. A hermit would live in Mink Hollow. So your Scope Talk show had BL walk out on it today.
Yeah, she stormed the goddamn panel, which I didn't appreciate. I mean, I've you guys booked on the show to talk about periscopes.
Yes, I did.
All right.
And we did our prep work, too.
Yes,
Yes,
we prepped
I mean, we
this
weren't
weekend.
just doing Joey Jojo. Dan's failed periscopes. Yours. One thing that came up during Joey Jojo's, and you mentioned this on Scope
Yes.
Talk Live, is that his mother and father were on, which, by the way, Joe, you are Puerto Rican, and I'll never doubt it. Your dad's white genes, though, must be so powerful.
Yes.
Because he looks like you from the future.
Yeah, no, they're really strong genes on his
But
part.
I will point this out to you. Your mother is a delight.
She's so cute.
First of all, I love anyone's mom who's like, okay, let's not start talking about masturbation. I know that there's, that.
Don't say that.
Yeah. The fact that your mom turned out to be the whole of your family, to me, is traditionally correct.
They
She
so
should.
often are the whole of the family.
Yeah, they are. And you need one in that, in a family, you definitely need that. But but then your mom and dad brought up that you're a piss hoarder, that you
Yes.
piss in bottles. They said they don't even know how your little dick could fit into a Miller Lite bottle. And you keep it. Now, on this show, you outed Molly's sister, and you did it again during your Scope.
Yeah.
For being a piss in a cupper, and yet you do it.
Yes.
I completely forgot about those. Then I was like, when they said it, I said, oh, yeah, that's right. I've done that. Because my home in Minnesota, use the bathroom, you have to go by their room. So I won't wake them up.
You were
I've
stumbling
gone
drunk.
Yeah, I was stumbling drunk. Pretty
Now,
much.
they said, did you sleep in the basement?
No, I had my own room.
Yeah.
There.
But then you would go down in the basement and piss in a bottle.
I would go hide them in the basement after I was done pissing in the bottle.
You couldn't even discard them yourself?
I was stumbling drunk at the time.
And then the next day forgot about them.
Forgot
Your mom
about them.
goes to clean the basement and finds piss bottles down there.
That are months
Like Howard
old.
uses her fucking son.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Booze piss, too.
If I found some piss in a bottle, I'd throw Joey out of my house. And then I'd chuck every piss bottle right into his back. So you made fun of people
Yeah.
for pissing in cups and saving them.
Yeah.
Molly's sister. By the way, I sent that Scope to Molly to say, look, here's Joey's parents. And I never heard back from her.
Oh, wow.
And I know that thing is going to be done by this afternoon.
Yeah, it's gone off the internet forever. Off
Yeah.
Periscope.
Although yours are being saved to YouTube, which I hate people who do that.
Yeah.
The whole
that's not
point,
the point.
that's like, to me, somebody wearing a fucking wire. The whole point of Stanley being drunk in the middle of the night, ordering, and God help me, I never heard of this before. I never knew the term crave case.
Yes.
Dude, I got up in the morning and I'm watching that. I was so mad at you. So he buys a Crave case for himself.
Yeah.
And I'm screaming at an old Periscope, you could go to any diner and have a lovely meal for much cheaper. Why are you getting a Crave case for $30?
She threw out that price, and I could see, even though you said very good, or something to that effect, I could see behind your eyes, you're like, oh boy, I'm spending $30.
This is a lot of money for cheeseburgers. Well, it comes in a suitcase, so it's like nice, like cute little gimmick, they have.
Sure.
And that's really, that's the only thing I could wrap my head around at that time of the night, that drunk. I know I've ordered Crave cases before, so I guess I'll just get a Crave case. And the price has gone up since the last time I ordered one.
What was it before?
I felt like it was like $20 or something, and it was like other people eating it with me.
It's 30 hamburgers.
Yeah, I know. Cheeseburgers. I ordered cheese. They asked.
Well, okay. It's 30 cheeseburgers. To be $30, it sounds like about right to me. I would expect a bucket cheeseburger.
Yeah, and I couldn't finish them. I tried. I tried to finish them when I got back home. I'm back on Periscope.
Would you eat 12?
I was able to get 12.
Now, why didn't you keep... Now, I've never eaten these things, but they're already nuked. Why wouldn't you just re-nuke?
I feel like they're renukable.
When
They're already like soft and mushy.
When I got up in the morning, it didn't sit. Well, I didn't want them because I felt very sick.
Oh, so it's not something anyone would ever eat sober.
Oh no, I haven't had White Castle sober, and
my sobriety has been so many years. I don't remember what it was like to eat something that disgusted you. Wait, I do as a sober person, but I don't remember making those things as a. It's a long time since I've been that drunk that I would order something like that.
Yeah.
And feel you actually were depressed while you were eating. It wasn't even like a next day thing. He was still chewing as he's saying, "What have I done?"
This is bad.
Now, there was a ton of people with him.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, too.
There was a shitload of people. And a lot of people who, didn't know us, didn't know me. And they were like, who is this? What's going on? Some guy's like, I'm in Canada. What the fuck am I watching? A lot of confused
That's why you
people.
got to tell people to hit you on follow. You did a lot of fun things.
Yeah.
And that's how you build up your followers on Periscope.
Yeah, follow at the iBang on Twitter.
Because I believe that we're the only Periscope that has a lot of different programming. You can get Dan's great ideas can't pull off.
Yes. Very clever ideas.
Now, the other thing about Joe and his parents is I forgot what it was like to be pumped up because you're in New York City. And his parents were like, we love New York, and they were just on the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just being on the street and being like, this was wild. And I'm like, yes, that's why I moved here. I know exactly what that feels like.
Yeah, you're just, this is intoxicating. Everyone's moving so fast.
Yeah, they're just walking around downtown. That was all it was. We're talking about urine.
Yeah, some of that. Are your parents leave yet, or?
Tonight's the last night. They leave tomorrow morning.
Now, they just here to see you, or did your dad have business?
No, pretty much just see me, see New York. They're at the museum right now, the Natural History Museum.
Which museum?
Natural History Museum. Or
That's
the
a
Museum
choice
of
for
Natural.
adults to make without a child. With them.
They want to see the whale.
Yeah, I guess.
It's huge.
Look at that mammoth.
big.
That mammoth too, right?
It's life size. This is great.
Craig wants to yell at you, Chris. Go ahead, Craig.
All right, what's up?
Hey, do you think you're going to find a Sasquatch in that American History Museum?
Well, they never found one yet.
Okay, listen to me, dude. There's Sasquatch, there's Bigfoot, there's the abominable snowman.
Wendigo.
No one. What's the other one?
Wendigo is what you're really the word. The abominable snowman is Wendigo.
They have never found a skeletal remain of any of those things.
He's got a good point. They find dinosaur bones.
Yeah.
Somebody would have found a Bigfoot bone.
Well, no, they've been hidden there. There's hidden communities of the Bigfoot. The
and
Sasquatch.
Dinosaurs aren't fucking hidden.
Yeah, right. And they've never been hit by a truck. Come on. Dude, anyways, Bennington, you want to hear a good story? I had a shadow person in my house 2 years ago. One of these really creepy three-dimensional black figures. You ever heard of such a thing?
No, but I get what you're saying. Chris is stupid. We get it.
No, that guy sounds like a racist, and I debunk everything he tried to throw.
Just because someone sounds like a racist, it doesn't make them a racist, Chris. As a matter of fact, that makes you a reverse racist.
Oh shit! I gotta kill this rumor about me.
And it makes you look like a guy who screams Keith Hernandez and shakes his head while he's screaming. Did we put that up on Twitter? Of the Stanley going fucking crazy?
I believe there was a retweet.
I would love to see it.
Of me getting on television. Or television getting on Periscope is what I like to put it. That's what I was also yelling at the TV cameras. You're on my Periscope show.
Oh, God.
People seem to enjoy that.
Oh, yeah. First of all, I saw it when we were all out to dinner.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. We were enjoying a civilized meal.
I showed it to the table as, hey, look, it's Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I'll take
It's
it.
retweeted on Bennington. But for anybody who wants to see this, it's Chris Stanley at the Mets game.
Oh,
look at him.
I look fucking crazy. I didn't realize.
You also look weirdly young in it too, you know?
Like everyone else is happy. I look pissed.
Well, you're so drunk, Chris.
crazy.
You drank for how many hours before the game?
Crazy.
I was at McFadden's for 4 hours.
Now, here's the deal. He doesn't even like the Yankees. I mean, he doesn't even like the Mets.
No.
He's a Yankees fan.
I am #1 Mets fan. Why was I at the goddamn game one then, huh?
Why didn't you have a seat? And why don't you have a friend? More people are writing to me that they're feeling bad about Stanley periscoping because you can see that he doesn't have a friend in the world.
Yeah.
I got Periscope bros. When I jump on the Periscope, those are my friends. You guys are all with me when I'm Periscoping.
What were you even doing Friday night? You're just wandering around drunk alone?
I was at a bar and I left the bar by myself and went to the.
Were you at the bar by yourself? Everything you're doing is a man alone.
And they, the bar closed, so I had to leave. And then I went to the White Castle, which was across the street. I saw that beautiful White Castle sign. And I was like, I got an idea. I got some juice left in the old phone.
I figure that your only two friends are the panel from STL.
I love the panel from Scope Talk Live. You guys, I get to talk about Periscope with you.
Same panel every show.
Yeah, that's what's kind of cool. But so is, I think, is it Movie Talk On Demand, which is my favorite TV show now for on-demand people and local New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I give it 4 apples. That's how much I like it.
I give it 3 wormy apples.
Oh, is a wormy apple as bad as it can?
Yeah,
That's
wormy
even
apples.
worse. So it's a scale of 8. You can get 1 to 4 positive apples, and then 1 to 4 wormy apples.
I think that's how it goes. Yeah, wormy apple is.
And I'm Neil Rosen. And New York became a character in this film yet again. There's a girl on that show that I really like, too. She's always discussed it with everything.
Yeah.
And she thinks because she's 30, she's the youngest person who's ever existed. I think she said one day she was 30. So I was like, kids don't want to see movies like this. I feel like you only think you're young because you're sitting next to Neil Rosen. Charlie in Jersey.
Ronnie B, the reason we've never found a Bigfoot or Sasquatch skeletal bones is because all viewers of the $6 Million Man know that these are aliens using a robot Sasquatch that is actually Andre the Giant. So that's the reason we've never found bones of Sasquatch.
Well, $6 Million Man is one of those shows that'll just never go away. It gets quoted all the time.
Never seen it. Never seen $6 Million Man.
Well, it was probably before you were born, right?
Yeah.
And it was the first, it was a show that was aimed at 6-year-olds when it came out. And yet it was put on prime time.
Really?
Yeah. They used to do stuff like that all the time, where they would say, this is just for children, and it's on at 8 o'clock at night.
Adults just had to deal with it?
Yeah, adults. That was like, how they throw in a DVD when you're in the back of an SUV? That was that for that. Like, your parents would go in the other room and start drinking and smoking. You're like, oh, my God, Land of the Giants. Everything is giant, but the people. Yay!
That was the first adult
Oh,
swing.
my God, my half hour's up. I don't get anything for a week.
Up them steps.
Yeah. I can't. What is the bonanza? Steve in Austin. Or Steve Austin.
Oh, please.
Hey, Ronnie B.
Yeah.
Hey, my family and I went up to the museum up there in New York there, and we could never find the centaur either.
Because centaurs don't exist, bro. Okay?
Oh, I think they do. I'm actually talking to one.
I'm a human. Check out the Periscope at the iBang.
I don't think any actual human has had to say to themselves, I'm human, and here's proof.
For the last time, I'm a human. Sick of these rumors and hearsay coming up all the time.
You sure look like a centaur sitting at the game.
I'm not an animal.
I'm a man.
I'm a man. You getting any Scope Talk live things?
Oh, people loving Scope Talk Live.
Are you getting any shirts for that? Any tchotchkes for people?
Please.
I'm going to try to get some STL shirts.
I would love that.
Right? That'd be pretty cool. Or maybe an STL bottle opener.
Can you wear a shirt that you panel on or no?
No, I think that looks cheesy.
Okay.
Now, by the way, I got a thing from Z-Man who said, I hope you're smoking one of my cigars on your Scope, you bastard. He writes bastard all the time like it's a fun, cool thing.
Like a term of endearment.
And I wrote back, you haven't brought cigars for 2 years. And I never heard back from him because he knows I'm right.
Face to Z-Man.
Kevin in New Orleans. Kevin, go ahead, buddy.
Ronnie, all these years later, I swear to God, I just had an epiphany because you nailed me. I was that 5, 6, and 7-year-old kid loving $6 Million Man. I had no idea it was aimed at me. Like, you just told me that. I had no idea that was supposed to be for me.
Yeah, it was.
Totally loved the, what was her name? The $6 Million Woman, whatever, the Bionic Woman.
The Bionic Woman, yeah.
Yeah,
Lindsay Wagner.
Wagner, whatever.
Yeah, she was, she looked I think that she looks like the mom on Modern Family to me. That is a modern day Lindsay Wagner, which of course is a compliment going in both directions.
Was the Incredible Hulk also for me, or
yes?
Who was that at?
That was 6 and 7-year-olds. There was no one, like even 12-year-olds would be like, I'm not watching this shit. It's babyish. But that, that was what they would call family TV hour. It used to be between 8 and 9 o'clock. You couldn't have any sexual innuendo on there. And that's why they made shows like The Cosby Show, because they were supposedly for everyone.
All right.
Now, sometimes they would put a show in at 8, 9, and people would be like, hey, you are breaking into family hour with this. And the networks were saying, we made up the term family hour. This isn't a government restriction. But now you can turn on the TV and at 8 o'clock on NBC, see an old man get finger blasted in the asshole.
Yep.
And people are like, I guess.
That's how it is now.
That's fine.
So much better.
For you.
Yeah.
Well, that's your thing.
Now, we've got BL out on the road if we want to scope her and put her on the show. She's going to be here for an entire week.
Boy.
But not. I will show you things of you don't have to have me on your show. You don't have to have me on your show. And then you will see during Scope Talk Live today how many times she asked to be on the show. I'm going to be on the show, right, Benny?
I mean, that was constantly, just nonstop, as she's, ruining Scope Talk Live.
I like that she wouldn't let you open the present because she was trying to use that as an in.
Yes.
Benny, we're going to open this in the studio, aren't we, Benny?
Now I'm not going to open it at all. I'm done with it. She brings up to Jesus, sends her to me.
Well, oh, that's not good.
What?
I have your gift. I think we have a little thing called trust. I can give it to you downstairs or whenever it's convenient. Chris Stanley can grab it too, not for mailroom. Then in the middle of this, she just says, I'm watching CNN. There's no reason for her to tell me in a text.
I'm looking over your shoulder. It's a novel written to you.
And these are constant. And when you see me writing back,
they're just like one couple word answers.
But also, they're anywhere from 4 hours to a day after. I don't write back to her immediately. because you will see.
And you'll get stuck in the conversation.
Yeah, that'll just go on. But yes, by the way, this is about as long as I send any email. My emails are normally, thanks, bro. Wed says, please make Chris hate the Mets. He's jinxing us.
Am I? Or are they up 2-0 in the series against the Cubs?
It seems like the Cubs can't win this now.
No. Daniel Murphy is just a monster of a man in this postseason. He's just crushing everything.
And yet he will be gone from the Mets next year.
Yeah, they're not going to pay to bring him back.
That's insane.
You have to. The fucking guy is single-handedly won Game 5. And now he's putting up run after run in the last 2 games.
What do you hit? Home runs in 4 games in a row?
4 games in a row.
They're definitely not bringing him back?
Yeah,
definitely.
They're not bringing him back. No way. It's unbelievable. I bleed blue, and I say, sign Murphy. Sign Murph.
Unfortunately, you actually do bleed orange and blue.
Healthy.
Scott in Virginia.
I thought Chris just blew. Anyway, Ronnie, I was wondering if you've ever seen the elusive executive producer.
I saw him once going into the woods looking over his own shoulder.
He looked like he was wearing a producer suit, though. I don't really believe it.
It could have been a man in a producer suit. We don't know at this time. Let's try to get a hold of BL, and we'll just see what she's doing in the city. Here is Patrick in San Antonio. Patrick.
Yeah, that guy who called in claiming to see shadow people is just experiencing severe amphetamine psychosis. That's all that is.
Well, the shadow people is something that seems to be making its way around the internet.
What's going on with the shadow people? What is it?
I haven't...
Well, when your mind's racing and you're flooded with dopamine and norepinephrine, you're creating information out of lack of information.
They start
so
to
in a dark room or a dark corner, you start seeing things or thinking you see things.
They think they see people that are coming in from other dimensions, is the thing.
Right.
About shadow people.
Right.
That instead of being
90% amphetamine psychosis, 10% severe sleep deprivation.
Yeah. Now, sleep deprivation, you can see all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
I literally saw fucking bats flying into my car one night because I hadn't slept for a couple days.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How long did that last for, though?
Until I pulled over and fucking crashed.
Can't stop here. This is bad country.
I know. Just like in the thing, I thought I was down in the fucking Everglades where I couldn't get to a hotel, and I thought that there were fucking bats flying out in front all the time.
Yeah, there's nowhere to pull off there. You're just on that stretch forever.
Yeah, I could have fucking pulled off and been raped by fucking swamp people. I chose to take my chance against the bats.
I would have freaked out and jerked the wheel.
Okay, you put her on there. What we need her is on the scope.
Got
it. BL.
Hey guys, BL with CP live at Times Square.
They were supposed to be discussing stuff back and forth for you to do. Instead, he just puts you on the air with me. You're going to go on the Periscope in a few moments. But what do you have planned for us at Times Square?
Well, I'm of course wearing my Yankee gear. I'm going to head into the Yankee store. Dan and I are shooting some ideas around. We're going to surprise you.
I don't want to be surprised. So when you guys figure it out, give me a call. Because the Yankee store is a dumb idea. The Yankees aren't in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. DP right there with Ronnie B.
Hey.
Just hung up on them all. Just hung up
God.
on them all. How would somebody wearing a Yankees jacket going into a Yankees store? Maybe if she was a Yankees jacket going into a Mets store, would have made more fun. Or what if she just does stuff in Times Square? Mm-hmm. But why do these waiters need somebody to come up with ideas for them so that they can go back? It's like if you went to a restaurant and the waiter walked over to you and said, "What is food and how do we get it and prepare it? Let me know."
I thought that was your job, waiter man.
And then Dan just said something, "Hey, if they don't want to do it, you know what, Joe, just write back and call them back and say, hey, if you don't want to do it, it's fine with me. I don't give a fuck. I got my own show." And I'm on Scope Talk Live.
Thank you.
The best show on.
No one ever has to tell Stanley how to do a scope.
Look, I just cracked that scope, and it's on.
You can't even stop him from doing a scope.
Probably scoped too much over the weekend, to be totally honest. By the last scope, I was really burnt out and feeling very grimy, greasy and grimy.
Grimy.
Last night, as the Mets won, we were also seeing the Colts lose again. What's their record? I'm 2-3.
2-3.
Yeah. They're lucky it's not fucking worse.
Yeah, that thing's in shambles.
And they had what is now being called one of the worst failed plays in history.
Did you see that ridiculous thing? Whatever the fuck it was, that they didn't have to even snap the ball. They were just trying to get them to go off, the Patriots to go offsides. Has that worked yet this season? I've seen multiple fucking teams doing it all for the last 5 weeks, and it's not worked once.
What is the idea that they're trying to do there that they missed?
They're trying to get the Patriots to commit a penalty so that the Colts would have gotten a first down.
Right.
That was the whole point of them. They were just trying to confuse the Patriots. Instead, they confused themselves and looked like fucking idiots on Sunday Night Football.
So now they just went up live with it after I said, no, we're not going live with them. Where was the, what do you call it though? Where was the failed fucking punt? The fake punt. Is that up on the iBank?
Yes, this was the Colts trick play, most failed fake in history.
The Colts.
There's a nice vine of it. They were never supposed to snap the fucking ball. It's just a clusterfuck.
That's not fucking professionals. That is not fucking professional.
Like what? And then Pagano after the game's like, I guess I didn't have him practice it enough. It's on me.
Lewis in Manhattan.
Yeah, what's up, guys? That previous caller that you had, that he was saying that the shadow people stuff was in your head, that you're imagining it. There was a sighting. There was about, I think, 4 or 5 people that saw a shadow person jogging in Central Park. So I kind of believe it. I mean, they're seeing something. It can't all be in their mind because they all can't see it all at once.
4 people claim that they saw a shadow person jogging in Central Park, or someone dressed in black jogging at night.
No, because they said it was like moving through trees, like it was like going through stuff.
Yeah, some people can't run through a tree area.
I've never seen a person do that.
If you believe...
No, I mean running through the tree, not like zigzagging it. Yeah.
All right, so if you believe, then I believe. All right, it's done. There are shadow people, ladies and gentlemen.
I guess they're headquarters.
I'm going to back Lewis up 100% now.
I trust Lewis.
Yeah.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Jeremy in Indiana.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Good.
Just wanted to express my feelings about the play last night. You know, that's going to go down as we'll never hear the end of it. I'm a Colts fan. Of course, never been a big fan of the Patriots. We had a chance to beat them, you know, and something like that takes it away. And it was just heartbreaking to know you're going to be the butt of every joke at the NFL for at least this season, if not next.
First of all, you've got Baltimore's team, and I never want you to forget that.
I know. But I didn't do it. I grew up in Indiana, and it was before my time. You know, I'm going to follow the closest team.
Okay.
So.
All right, that's one way of dealing with it. I guess I live on Native American land, so he basically say the same thing that I say if someone brings up slavery or Indian massacres to me. All right, try BL on the scope. Let's just see what she's doing. Old Hooters wench in Times Square. Look how they have it.
Yes, I do.
Now, why is Dan on with her?
Look, everybody's on Oxy.
No.
I'm not driving a car anymore. I'm taking a train.
You have a Metro card? Show me your Metro card.
I have a Metro card. I haven't
You don't
ridden
even know what that is.
Yes,
you
I
don't even
do.
know what a Metro card is.
Turn it off, dude. Captain D in Houston.
Hey, guys, and wonderful lady Gail.
Hello.
I definitely wanted to give credit. I thought it might be too many scopes. You know, he gets a little drunky. Stanley starts posting a bunch of stuff. I laughed my ass off all weekend. But I want him committed because I never saw a cigarette getting eaten the last time. He made a bunch of bets saying, hey, so-and-so's going to win. How'd he do? What are we going to make him stop?
I hate the cigarette. It was on Smoking with Chris at 10:45 a.m. last Friday.
But you did not make that bet on Smoking with Chris. That's the problem.
Okay.
You made a bet somewhere and paid it off somewhere else. So it's like if you owed me $50,
Yeah.
then you say to me, I gave it to Joe. That would have nothing to do with me. You owe me $50.
All right, that's starting to make more sense now.
Well, you don't know how to set your team up, do you?
Nope, I don't. I thought they need more specific directions is what the thing is.
They're fucking retarded. The whole thing wasn't about having them have an argument in fucking Times Square. It was about doing fucking show business, not the lack of it. Go back to it and see if they straighten themselves out at all.
Okay.
No, it's the Dan thing.
No, where would be up?
Trying to surf with the guys.
not
Or was that a guy? I don't know. Who cares?
Joe, just call him and tell him to come on back. And that isn't BL. BL's out. BL was supposed to set up a show business thing.
The BL show.
It's supposed to be about BL.
And there's all these people enjoying them, too. They're popping. But call BL, because she knows how to fucking work. Call BL. Put her on the line with me.
She's been in the business a long time. She'll get
She's
it.
been on the fringes of the business most of her life.
Mm-hmm.
Remember I used to type for you? Yes, put them on.
They're calling, it's ringing.
They're not answering? Put them on hold. You don't even have to write her name. Just put it on hold, Joe. I got it. BL.
Yes, sir.
What's this clusterfuck in the middle of the street? What happened to you being a man on the street doing stuff? You guys are just screaming on the street. It's terrible.
I just said that, well, there's a man here with a sign that says I need money for weed, and I wanted to help him out.
That's the oldest bit in the book, okay? You look like a fucking slackjaw right now.
Well, I'm having a good time in Times Square. I've never been. I didn't know about all, I mean, there's ads.
You know how to do show business, don't you, BL?
Yes.
You're in the biz.
Well, why are you just in screaming matches in the middle of the street? It's supposed to be about you going around doing stuff, acting like a presenter.
Well, we're getting ready to ride the subway.
Well, you'll be doing that not on a scope, because it doesn't fucking work underneath the fucking ground.
Well, we're just having a good time with all the listeners.
All right, BL, you did great today. I'll talk to you later, all right?
So we're not live?
Nope, pulling the plug.
We're pulling the plug. We're not live, DP. Bye from Times Square.
She just hung up on me. Text her back now and say, you never hang up on a show. Like that.
Got it.
It's unprofessional. That'll destroy her.
That'll get her.
Boy, who's ever the cameraman in these things just always seems to themselves as the co-host. They tried to do it with Chris, and he had to push this stuff around.
Yeah.
I had to, take control of the situation, say this is a one selfie stick armed operation. And it's my bad arm that I shoot these periscopes with.
Well, it's the long as fuck.
Believe it.
Thank you. All right, BL's texted.
Oh, that was great. Can't believe that was her first time in Times Square.
It isn't. She's such a fucking crazy liar.
She loves
everything
to lie.
out of her mouth is a lie. She stayed in Times Square before. Oh, we found a man with a weird smoke for weed.
Is she lying, or does she just not understand what's going on most
Is there
of the time?
a difference between the two?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you feel kind of bad for Chicago, even though we're in New York?
I
Just
do.
to see their hopes and dreams with a fucking knee on their neck. The Daily News did this, I thought, really mean article. Like, remember, you are the second city.
Oh, God.
And they went through all these things of saying what's better in New York than Chicago.
Jeez.
And I'm reading, I'm like, this isn't called for.
Yeah, it's not nice. This is not sportsmanlike.
It's not even an American thing to do, you know?
Terrible. And they want it so bad. God bless them.
I know. I kind of want it for them. And now there's no chance.
I know.
I mean, they basically have to win 3 in a row in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then come back and win 1 in New York. And it doesn't look like they know. It looks like they've collapsed.
The way they've been playing, there's no chance, no fucking way that they're going to take this series. Did you see Bill Murray at the game last night looking just stressed the fuck out?
That's got to be rough on him.
And Seinfeld looking incredibly happy.
See, I couldn't look. I could not look that way in front of somebody who hadn't won in 107 years. You know what I mean?
You know this is not a very classy move, Seinfeld, right? Just rubbing it in people's faces about your goddamn Mets. I've seen them at Yankee games, too.
And it feels like a nation is behind Chicago right now. I think everyone wants it for them, aside from New York.
I've given up even wanting it for them. I don't want to be around when this happens. I mean, if you just look at, are they going to sweep?
It's totally possible.
Oh, God.
I mean, the way they played those first 2 games, Chicago's got nothing. The pitching is just shutting them down. The Mets pitching is just too goddamn strong.
Here's what you have to look at. If the Mets win either of the next 2 games, then Chicago has to win 3 games in a row. The uphill climb will be phenomenal. The pressure that they already feel will be crushing. And if the Mets take the lead in Chicago during this first game, you will see a team, a city, literally lean over and start to die in front of you. It's too much. You needed one of these 2 games to win.
Yeah.
You needed it.
And they didn't show shit. I mean, it was never really in doubt from the first inning of both games.
I agree with you.
Fucking Matt Harvey went into the 8th. Like, he just shut them down. And Thor did a great job, too. Love me some Thor.
God.
He really does look exactly like Vincent D'Onofrio has. Why did I call him D'Onofrio? Is it D'Onofrio?
Vincent, yeah, D'Onofrio.
All right, I got. But he looks just like him in that movie that took place in Chicago, by the way. What is the Babysitter's missing? The
Babysitter's Club?
No, the
No.
Babysitter. Don't fuck with me. I'm the babysitter.
Don't tell Mom the babysitter's dead. Adventures in
that's it.
Babysitting.
That's it. Don't
Yeah.
tell Mom the babysitter took his shit.
Because she did.
It's Adventures in Babysitting.
Adventures in Babysitting.
Quite the film.
So good. I haven't seen that in a million years.
I thought you said you hadn't seen it.
Oh.
Like you're missing everything.
But I said it was so good. So good.
Just watch a Mets game. It's kind of like the same thing when Thor's pitching.
Gary in Maine.
Hey, how's it going, Ron?
Hey.
If you remember on the Back to the Future show,
Oh, please don't say it, dude. Don't be the 10 millionth person who says it.
the Cubs are supposed to...
Oh, my God. He's still saying it. Everyone's fucking saying it.
No more talking about
Everyone.
We know.
Gary.
Everyone's seen the goddamn movie. Plenty of times. It's Back to the Future 2. There was a fucking hologram saying that the Cubbies are going to the series.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Stop
Gary.
it. Don't you realize that you're fucking the millionth person to say it?
You're just saying what everyone else is saying.
Do you hear what everyone's saying?
Why don't you listen to this? They're down 2 games right now. They desperately need to win all 3 in fucking Chicago and then somehow win 1 in New York. Because even if they win all 3 in Chicago, they will come back to New York and it'll be madness.
And the Mets have 3 fucking aces, like serious fucking ace pitching.
Now, forget all that. I hate the Mets and I want to beat the Mets. That's what I want to do. I want to beat the Mets. But they've laid it down despite what Back to the Future has said. And by the way, it ain't a documentary. Stop bringing up fucking Back to the Future. It was a dumb throwaway movie in the 80s.
It was a sequel.
It wasn't even supposed to be sat around and talked about for fucking generations. Who's Leeds with?
I don't know. I'll look into it.
Leeds will fucking bring Janis Joplin in here, and then he'll go like this. Oh, by the way, do you guys want the drummer from the Archies?
But you have the ghost of Joplin. That's the person. That's the apparition we want to talk
Oh,
to.
no, I just couldn't fit it in.
Out of all the
Sorry.
ghosts we want on our show. Oh, I don't know. Chris never answered me about it. That's what he says. Every fucking single time he blames it on Chris.
Yeah, well, it's because I'm not getting the emails from him.
That's why you got to stop down and say to him.
I'm just
Fez always would make the rounds, say to people, hey, what's going on? Who you got coming up? There's something fucking weird and antisocial about you. You only want to get emails from people.
Like, this is a nice paper trail.
You want me to do some pop-ins with you? Maybe like get a little muffin basket and go around?
It's actually not a bad idea. People like muffins.
You'll eat all the muffins. David in Tennessee. David.
Hey, Bennington, what's up?
Hey, man.
Remember last time a New York team had a team down, actually 3-zip, a team that hadn't won in years and years, and they came back, swept them, and then won the World Series.
David, I love what you're saying right now. I love what you're saying. I did not.
have hope.
It didn't even fucking. Now this is fucking the New York Yankees had the Red Sox down. The fucking nation was feeling sorry for the Red Sox, and that fucking series was better than the World Series as they came back game after game after game. Cubs need to lose one more, and then fucking go out and win the next 4 straight. And it will be better than any Back to the fucking Future movie.
That's an actual little bit of truth to
David?
go off of.
You're going into the pretty good prize class.
Yeah!
It's the pretty good prize. It's the pretty good prize closet. We have pretty good prizes. It's the pretty good prize. It's the pretty good prize closet. We have good prizes. David! In Tennessee, I guess what the Cubs need is this signed book, Unbeatable, signed by Jerry Barca. Pretty good prize closet.
That's a pretty good
This
prize.
book, he does it. It's about Notre Dame's fantastic season. Dan, not blaming you. Just go back to your fucking seat. No one's blaming you. Happened. Did you ever hear back from BL?
She said, I didn't hang up.
You know that she did.
That was her only response. Then I'm so sorry.
Just right back. Well, you got it shot. It's up to you. It was up to you.
Well, you got it shot. It was up to you.
You didn't get it shot. You
a
got
shot.
a shot.
Oh, you got a shot.
Not it shot.
Then but we tried. But if it doesn't matter to you, it doesn't matter to you. It's no big deal.
And pick some emojis to go along with the emotion.
Sad ones.
Yeah.
Sad ones?
Sad ones, and then a couple of random ones just to give the user.
Is there like 2 dark clouds, like it's a bad day, and then a train? It reminds her the guys pull train on her a lot. In the past.
I'm going to look for a train emoji.
I've got one.
Maybe she'll even think. All right, thank God for Matt Cullen, who said on 10/14, Ron called it on Bernie Sanders. Comes off as it's always Curb Your Enthusiasm. Then the other night, Larry David plays. So I pick up my text. I'm like, am I going to hear from Chris? Am I going to hear from Gail? Is Joey Jojo going to yell, oh my God, you called it, dude? Nope.
I give you all the credit in the world.
Sure, you do.
I give you credit as well. More credit.
Too late.
More credit than all the credit in the world.
But I
Universe.
did give you credit
All
then.
the credit in the universe. I'm not finding a train emoji. Oh, wait, there's one.
I think you played it in a train emoji a little too
There's
much.
like 6, actually. I'm putting all of them.
Okay, good.
And it's sad face.
On the dark storm clouds, if they got them.
Tom in Illinois.
How you doing, guys? I think the reason why that you guys don't have responses on a lot of these guests is because Dummy Chris said that he likes emails because of a good paper trail. There's no paper involved in an email, Chris.
You know what I mean. A digital trail.
No, this asshole fucking prints up every fucking text that he sends out.
He said, I saw him the other day with a stack of papers. He said he was reading his email. Just got to check these emails.
Yeah, when he went to check the emails, his time goes like this. Time to get the papers. Get the papers.
He said it twice.
I found a dark cloud, so I'm sending this
Great.
text. There you go. There. Trains, sad faces.
She'll get it.
Boom. I could have been a great bit today, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But she won't listen. She cannot listen.
She can't be controlled or contained.
No. You know who I feel sorry for right now?
Who's that?
Who?
Janice, who lives in Chicago.
I know.
God.
I wonder how she's feeling about all this.
No one in Chicago could possibly be happy.
No, of course not.
Do me a favor, check the date on when we did Runway Unmasked.
We'll do right now.
Because
it's last winter.
Yeah, it would have been about a year ago, right?
That would have been November. Hold on. It was late November. I'll get the exact date.
Pretty good press.
Good song.
So, if you had to pick between what Joey did and what Dan did for their Periscopes, who do you got?
I like Joey because his parents were there.
Yeah, I kind of like the parents thing, but I love the fact that Dan goes down one floor from a third floor to a second floor, and there's a rub and tub place.
I think I would have to go with Dan's because of that. I mean, the shock for the viewers when he walked downstairs.
It was a shock for me. It was a shock for me.
November 12th, by the way.
And I actually used that place. That he,
Really?
yeah.
It's good to know.
Pretty good prize. Oh, look at us. It's Janice in Chicago.
There she is.
She heard us talk about how, look, I don't even want to bring up anything to her about it.
Don't mention it, guys.
Don't mention
please.
the Cubs.
Nobody say anything.
Don't even bring up the Cubs because that'd be like someone bringing up a rape.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Cubs, the Bears.
Terrible. The fact that Michael Jordan left and has never even come back for, anything, any reason at all. Oh, you got hockey, honey. You can feel good about hockey.
It's so funny, too. I'm such a bad loser that then I can't watch any. I don't want to watch highlights.
No, I don't blame you. No, if the Eagles lose, I don't watch fucking PTI the next day.
No.
Because I don't want to sit around. These guys are done. I'm like, fuck you. You're done. Only I get to say they're done.
I know even the touchdown montage is kind of painful because it's like...
But you know what's sad is that you wait all season and you do believe before these series start that you were like, hey, every time that there's a black guy in the White House, we win a championship. Any kind of things that go along like that. Because you're like, oh, yeah, Obama's a Chicago guy. But I forgot about that. This would be the last team that he congratulates and all that. All that makes sense.
It's all coming together.
Yeah. And then when they start to lose, you're just watching it going, they were going to lose from the beginning. You could tell.
They never had it.
I mean, even in your life, have you ever seen the Mets look like bullies the way they do?
Never.
They look like schoolyard brutes against the Cubs.
They've been a shitty franchise
Wasn't it
forever.
the 69 Mets who fucked us over before?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with the black cat. They fucked the black cat in front of you. Sad. Well, what are you going to do?
Come on, and what was it, David, who said, we'll come back and win them all. Woo.
You know, here's the deal, honey. The Daily News was right. It's the second city. I didn't even think about it. It's the second
I never
city.
even heard of that before.
That they were called the second city? Oh, that's fucking great. That goes to prove they're going to finish in second. They named themselves that.
I can't win.
You would think if someone said you're the second city, you'd want to fight every day.
I think they mentioned that in Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah. Love that movie.
It's all coming together.
I'm the fucking Back to the Future of saying that Larry David was going to show up and play Bernie Sanders.
Nailed it.
By the way, I kind of feel like that's going to hurt Bernie Sanders. You know, like you can't take...
Right.
Both the Democrats look so crazy on SNL now.
I know.
I can't vote for either one of them.
And no impression of Trump could even come close to the reality.
True.
So I don't think he gets hurt by impressions.
Nothing hurts him.
Where I think Hillary and old Bernie makes them look like damn fools.
They are fools. I'm just now realizing this from the other night on SNL.
I watch SNL
They're
and you're like,
dummies.
you're right. I'm going to register Republican.
You know, that's why you have to vote in all the little elections, too, not just the president.
Honey, you're in Chicago. You every one of your votes counts as 8. You know what would be an amazing thing? Is maybe if every 40 years Chicago had an unrigged election. Just like, let's see what would actually happen.
This is weird.
If the people's votes counted. Then finally we see Mayor Ditka the way we always expected. Chris, what are you registered as?
I'm registered as a Democrat.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Joey Jojo?
I'm not registered.
You don't vote at all?
I do vote. I just haven't registered for the upcoming primary.
You registered in Minnesota, right?
I did.
As what?
In 2008 as a Democrat.
Why is it so fucking difficult? You're a Democrat then.
Yeah.
Is that the only time that you voted was 2008?
The only time, yeah.
You didn't vote in 12?
I didn't vote in 12. I sent my absentee ballot way too late because I was living here at the time. And I was like, you know what? Obama's probably going to win, I guess.
You fucking piss-bottled weirdo.
You're a great citizen.
Thank you.
You know, people in other countries that literally die for the right to vote.
She's got a great point.
Makes me crazy when people don't take advantage of it.
All right, Janice, talk to you later, honey.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye, Janice.
Boy, poor
Bye.
Chicago.
It's over. It's over, Chi-Town.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Might as well even have the games. Just give the Mets a little bit of rest. Just know that Back to the Future wasn't real, and you're going to lose. To my Mets. Those beautiful Queens bastards.
Do you feel like you can beat the Royals, too, though?
Yeah, I think
There's some fucking big swingers in that team, man.
I know. I think regardless, I mean, it's going to be Mets Royals. It's going to be a great series.
I've never rooted for an American League team in my life. I'm kind of proud to say that. I honestly don't even recognize them as being a league. And that's hard to say since the Yankees are there. This always seems stupid to me. They look like they play softball.
What, you don't like a nice DH?
No. I don't like it.
Never stealing a base?
No, I don't like that kind of... I'm a 90-foot game guy.
Well, I mean, that shit's so exciting.
That's why I like to watch Murphy.
Yeah, because he's playing like
the
that.
The Mets are playing a 90-foot game.
Watching Granderson last night, steal second and third. Oh, it was great.
It was really exciting.
Love the Mets. They're so goddamn exciting.
Oh,
but you know the problem right now is watching these, and I'm watching both series. It makes fucking football look stupid and fucking boring.
Oh, the tension in these games has blown away anything I've seen in the fucking NFL this year. Every game has sucked.
The NFL is like dopey this year because there's two teams that look fantastic and everybody else looks like they've just fucking shit on a cracker and now they're eating it.
They're the shithawks in Seattle. That's for damn sure. They are flying pieces of poo. That's exactly what the Seahawks are. They're so
See,
bad.
I would have called them sea shits. That's interesting. All right. By the way, Rod is giving us, it's election day in Canada. Rod's going to give us an update. Hey, what's up, Rod?
Hey, not too bad. Yeah, no, like today it's election day up in Canada, and our election season, like this is the longest election season we ever had, and our entire country's history. And I think it's 4 months or 5 months, the election time, like for the candidates and all that stuff. Which you guys, like, it's almost like, what, they would last, 5 years, your guys' election?
Look, I cannot defend the way that we treat a republic in this guy. I wish I could.
Like...
You fucked it up.
I don't know. I don't understand it. It was like I watch CNN and all that stuff, and like you're like the Trump debate and all that stuff, like the Republican debate and the Democrats debate. It almost looks like the debate for being president. You know, like I don't.
Everything that you're saying is true.
It's mind-boggling.
Everything that you're saying is true. We like the spending of money in this thing. It takes billions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what it's all about. It all goes out to newspapers but here's an interesting thing. Let's say you're a Democrat and you don't know what to do about Bernie or Hillary. You're saying, you know what? I think I'm a Bernie Sanders person. And then your wife, let's say she's a Republican, and she's looking around, she's like, I think it's Chris Christie. Neither one of your fucking opinions matter because the primaries will never make it to the state of New York. They never will.
It's really weird.
Other people will choose before you, and your candidate may drop out. And who knows, maybe if New York would have went before Iowa or Arizona or California would have got a primary vote, maybe we'd be looking at completely different candidates. That's the fucking frustrating thing about it.
Yeah.
It's fucking frustrating. And a guy named Rod from Canada could mock out us in our country, and we have to sit here and take it.
I'm eating his shit. It's Canadian.
God, you're obsessed with
Jermaine
shit
Lassier has written this to us. Please, please, please get Chris to stop cheering for the Mets.
Looks like it's been working, bro.
We all know how this ends if it continues.
Let's go, Mets go. That's what I've been saying for years, dude.
I remember when you said, let's go, let's go. And how did that work out?
Not too well. But the Mets are a totally different story.
Although, if the jinx would have taken place, I feel like it would have happened on the day he was actually at the game.
That jinx is long dead. It's in the fucking ground because I'm finally rooting for the team that I truly love, the New York Metropolitans.
And you will never go back to the
dirty, shitty Yankees run by what? Joe Girardi and Brian Cashman?
Yes.
More like Brian Shithead.
Shit again.
It's not even any wordplay there.
You love shit.
Yankees are a bunch of losers. Tanaka, whatever. Garbage rotation, garbage infield, bunch of old, overpriced jerk-offs. Alex Rodriguez, he's going to fucking fall apart in the offseason. He couldn't even throw a fucking football over the weekend.
Captain D wants to know where the gossip Gail is for today. Did you do it last Monday?
Was that last Monday?
I don't know, but a couple of people have asked us about Gossip Gail. They seem to be into it in a big, big way.
We could bring Gossip Gail back.
Sure. Scott in Chicago.
Hello?
Yes, Scott.
Yeah, had to dump the Cubs in 69. Couldn't be happier that they're losing today.
Why did you dump them in 69?
When they were 8 games ahead of the Mets. And the Mets came back and beat them for the division title.
So you were done with them from that day on?
That's right. And at least I can say that the White Sox have won the World Series in my lifetime.
So you are a grudge-holding bastard, and you don't even want to see it happen.
Oh, I'm so happy, glad, ecstatic.
69 was a great year.
Maha, my friend. Maha Bone.
Maha Bone, Ronnie.
Maha Bone. The Shriners have a code, and they say Maha Bone. Clint.
Hey there, Mr. Bennington. I was wondering how you think this year's Jays team compares to that of '93.
You know what? When you say stuff like this, I know how Vietnam vets feel when hippies spit in their face. That's what I'm saying to you.
That was a great time.
No, it wasn't a great. It's the exact opposite. You're like saying if a Japanese guy would go, you know, it was a great time, Pearl Harbor.
What did you just fucking say?
Thank you, Chris.
Cut your head off, bro.
I don't know why he would bring that up to you.
Because he's garbage.
He's garbage in a garbage dump.
He's Canadian garbage, which is even worse than American garbage.
Oh, he's right. Chris, he's right.
He ain't right about shit. You don't listen to him. Talk his shit in your ear.
And yet he's 100% correct.
No, he's not. We're here to support you.
Yeah, well, sometimes, sometimes bullies are right. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-mm. You shake it off.
Maybe I should kill myself.
No, don't even talk like that. You are worthy of life.
Really? Then what about 93? Am I worried that happened to me?
Bad things happen to
You know
good
what? That
people.
guy is like a baby killer, but the baby was my dream.
Oh, no. What a beautiful baby. Dead.
Yeah. I was going back to Vietnam again somehow. Have you noticed that Obama is the new Bill Murray? There's things of him just running around. He's golfing. He's going into people's fucking weddings.
He loves to pop in at a wedding now. That's his new gimmick.
He's stealing that from Bill Murray. And there's another thing. They just showed him at a hipster bar pouring shots of tequila at the young people.
Still our president.
Wish I was at that bar.
Why? Free shots?
Hey, old man's giving out shots. Hit me.
Oh, man, take a look at your wife. She looks a lot like you. Yeah, it's over. He's just doing a victory lap through life.
They always get really weird towards the end, right?
Yeah. But never this weird. I mean, he's fucking golfing, and he's going like this, it's in the hole. He's just fucking yelling out. Obama, President of the United States, steps up. Crowd goes hush. Why would you show up? Where? Now, you know all these people weren't vetted by Secret Service. How do we know there's not a fucking card-carrying communist fucking maniac in the middle of that?
I think he just grabbed the wife's ass.
That's nobody's business, Chris.
You have no proof.
You know what? It's just another part of the body. It's no worse than grabbing her shoulder.
Mm-mm.
Sexier.
How?
It's all body.
It's just an ass cheek.
All right.
It's not in.
That's a good point.
If he would have fucking fingered her bunghole.
Sure. Oh,
then
yeah. That'd be crazy.
The president just fingered my wife's bunghole.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming in today. Hey, speaking of all this, I heard Monica Lewinsky was walking around this morning, although I didn't get a chance to see her. Did you see her, Joe?
I didn't see her, but I heard she was just chatting it up with Bobby Brown earlier in the lobby.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. They both been through a lot, those two.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's her prerogative.
I'd have liked to seen her.
Yeah, me too. I thought she was great.
The scandal of my lifetime, really. I think. I don't think that there's been a bigger...
For me, yeah, definitely.
I don't think there's been a bigger scandal. I guess Benghazi. I don't know. They're trying to get that going, but it doesn't have the same heat. Who was the... Oh, you know the... Hold on.
You get a text.
My phone's blowing up, yo. All right. That was Bobby Brown who said, I got it, bro. I know what you were doing with that line.
Nice.
That's cool. I didn't know you guys are close like that. I mean, tight like that.
All right, Z-Man is another person saying that we're not following him on something.
Oh, for the love of God.
Chris, follow everyone, please.
Don't worry, everyone. You're getting followed. Do not worry. It's going to happen.
On your phone right now.
Figuring it out. Just figuring out the follow. Don't worry.
You got it? Is he followed now?
Yeah, he's followed. Everyone's followed now. Everyone's following him on whatever, Twitter, social media.
We still got to get through P-Man and Q-Man and R-Man before we get to him, though.
You got nothing, Joe. I'm there for you.
Thanks, Gail.
So what's this story on the iBang about the China, the portal to another world in China?
This is crazy. All right, so in two separate towns in China, these people said that they saw what they thought were cities in the sky. And there's video of it. And this is what people saw in two totally separate places. It's really, really nuts. The video's up on the iBang.
What the fuck?
And this is the video. This is the images people saw of the actual cities. The people in China say they were portals to another dimension or an alternate reality. And so we were seeing giant skyscrapers.
What you're seeing is fucking Photoshop.
No, they actually saw it. This is actual video and pictures. This wasn't photoshopped.
Yeah, because I watched fucking Jurassic Park, and those are moving pictures, so everything's real.
This was just off a cell phone from some Chinese guy in China. And then there was another town where it happened again.
All right, what's the logical explanation for this if it is real? Some sort of cloud phenomenon that's happening?
I've never seen clouds that look like goddamn skyscrapers.
They are very angular. Like they're very...
It looks like
bizarre.
They were built. They say this is some sort of optical illusion called Fata Morgana, but I've never heard of Fata Morgana. What I do see...
I used to go there for pasta.
It's delicious.
What I do see is a goddamn cloud city.
I don't know.
That does look like a city with a wall around it in the sky. But why don't you think that we're being fucked with?
Or
why do you just believe this video?
What if it's some sort of government, like military testing? That could be possible.
That's what I went to immediately in my head.
Like some sort of hologram fake city thing. Didn't they have like another similar thing that happened over there where they were like, oh God, they're testing some shit out there? That's really, really eerie looking.
It's kind of horrifying to see a city in the sky.
Tim Knight said, when I said card-carrying fucking communist, I just described Bernie Sanders. It's kind of why I like him. I like somebody who's getting up and saying, I am the boogeyman that you learned about in first grade.
It is pretty incredible to see in a debate somebody running for president and just be like, yes, I am a communist. It's kind of awesome. It did not seem like
well, you're
that
saying
would ever
socialist instead, but
socialist,
it's still just
whatever.
as funny. It's just great. All right, I am watching this. I don't believe it even for a second, though. Do you?
I don't know. I mean, if you really have if you have many witnesses to it, I think it's some sort of weird government military testing of, I don't know.
Yeah, military testing. Put a city in the sky. Yeah. That's the kind of military testing we have.
They're like, here's a faux city. Freak people out. Send your bombs over here.
And you know what? I don't even think it's working. I've seen so many CGI movies that if I saw it in real life, it wouldn't even weird me out. Like a fucking cartoon dragon could walk in here, and I would not be weirded out by it because I've seen it so many times now. Nothing would bother me.
If I was this Chinese guy shooting this video, I'd start fucking losing it. I would have thrown my phone.
You're fucking losing it when you're out getting a crave case.
I wish you had saved some.
No, those got dumped the next day.
Yeah, the rest.
That too.
Hey, did you guys see Kimmel and Colbert and their agent all together on the Colbert show the other night? It was very odd.
I didn't see it.
No, it was weird. This dude, they call him Baby Doll. He fucking runs late night.
He's the guy.
He's the dude. He's got everybody.
How do you get everybody?
I guess he's that good of an agent.
He's Baby Doll.
Chris, get me Baby Doll on the horn, please. I need representation.
Get Baby Doll for yourself. He'll probably give you a show by fucking 3:00. I've been being talked to right now about starting on a variety show.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Oh, I can't say. Well, I wouldn't be starring. I would be like a guest star. But the idea is that I'm going to come on this guy's show. It's going to be a daytime variety show. I can't say what.
Okay.
The producers approached me today. I can't say whose show it is. But I'm going to sing his popular songs.
Oh.
And then he's going to sing my popular songs.
Oh, that's...
No, here's the
what
thing.
Songs?
I don't have any.
Yeah.
So he's fucked. I'm going to be singing some really popular songs, and then he gets fucking jizz.
Give him all about that juice. Haven't seen that.
Dude, why even bring that up? Because that could end up killing for him. Hold on. Ron in Missouri wants to tell Chris he's a fucking idiot. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, here's what the deal is. I saw this in a magazine back in the 60s. It had happened many times before in China. It's a temperature inversion combined with a lot of moisture in the atmosphere that creates a mirage effect that you can see a faraway city reflected up into it.
What?
It was in like Argosy magazine in the late 60s. They had seen it and took pictures of it.
That was probably another experiment. That was probably another alternate dimension you were looking into.
No.
So I'd rather go with the weather situation than speculation.
I think it's probably just a different dimension that has a city themselves that fly around over other cities. I mean, that's the obvious thing that it would be.
Cloud City, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, if they've got that high a technology, would they let us look at them?
Let me just say this. If you're familiar with a young man by the name of Lando Calrissian, he proved to us that you can live on a cloud city and then even stab your friends in the back there.
Well, that is true. That is true. Well, I'm out of here, Ron.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
Thanks.
I think that guy was full of shit.
Well, he had some logic behind it.
He referenced a magazine article he read in the 60s. We got video proof here.
God.
So that guy looks like a jerk. Now he looks smart again.
I don't know. I think the fact that it goes back to a magazine article from the 60s, proves that it's happened before and there's going to be some scientific answer. Even if that answer turns out, we forgot to tell you, there are cities in clouds. They're just in a different dimension that we can only see every once in a while.
That's what I believe.
Ryan in South Carolina.
All right, Mr. Bennington and friends.
Hey.
Word on the street in Charleston, South Carolina, is that Monica Lewinsky is going to vote Republican because the last time she did, she got a bad taste in her mouth.
First of all, she didn't vote. The thing was, the last time she voted Democrat, she got a bad taste.
Oh, yeah.
But you're recycling a joke from the year 2000.
Yes, I am.
Why? Did you think we would all laugh and give you credit for it?
Yeah.
That's sad, dude.
No, we didn't.
Seriously, that's fucking sad.
Really bad.
I would feel horrible about myself if I went, I just remember the year joke from the year 2000. Maybe now I get people to believe that I said it.
He's constantly trying to hear about people talking about Monica Lewinsky. That's his one thing.
God, were those jokes nonstop, though, for like...
Now, here's the thing with Dan. He had two good premises for his periscopes, right?
Yeah.
And neither worked out.
Hmm.
And most of it had to do with you couldn't even follow his video.
Yeah.
Well, he's a risk taker, that's for sure. It doesn't always pay off.
He's high concept.
Yeah.
See, I'm keeping it simple, stupid. I call that KISS,
Mhm.
right? So I'm low concept and low brow, but I feel it's working pretty goddamn well.
So you're basically the kiss of this thing. Kiss alive.
Keep it simple, stupid. Me being stupid. That's the person it's talking to, it's applying to.
Well, it's really working out for you, so.
People seem to like it.
Maybe Dan can learn from that. You ever heard of KISS?
No, I'll look it up.
Here's the thing that made me, I actually felt for Dan. I didn't like the way your fellow fucking comedians were treating you during that thing. When that guy was yelling at you, put down the fucking camera, Dan. We're picking sides.
Oh, when we were playing football, you're saying?
Yeah. I'm like, who was that dude? It's kind of a feminine guy.
Oh, it might have been Rojo. But they were taking it super seriously, yeah.
Yeah, but don't fucking yell at you. I gotta teach you how to stand up for yourself.
You should pull a knife on him.
I scored 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. The thing is, you also didn't fucking pull off your scope because of the fucking babiness of that guy. And then you fucking, laying down for him. It reminded me like if anyone was ever giving me shit, my dad drove by. And I was just like, oh, fuck, I'm going to hear about this later. Like, you got to fucking go back down there. Shit, I am. God damn it.
I'm on it.
Yeah. I'll hit him with a wagon or something.
Next time we're going down as a family. Take care of the situation.
Family. We take some friends with us as well.
I was going to launch it again if I subbed out, but then this one guy who was a bit of a pussy claimed he got a concussion, but he just bumped his head once, so I had
Now
to be
you're
in the whole
sounding
game.
strong. You were sounding like a fucking puss yourself the other day, dude.
No.
Are you saying you didn't? You let the fucking guy tell you to turn off your phone.
Well, we were playing middle of the game.
And he literally goes like this. Bennington's making me do this. I have to do this for Bennington. What? I'm like, why are you saying that, dude? Why are you fucking acting like a puss to this guy? I think it would be better. The next Periscope you do is Dan Gets Even. And you just go in there and fucking stick this guy in the neck.
Or just light something of his on fire, like his home. It's like, hey, I'm pouring gasoline over the base of your apartment.
Comic kills comic, live from New York.
And really commit to it. You know what I mean?
How come you won't follow the Z-Man? He's still writing to me about it.
Well, he only has 16 people watching. Why would I follow him? 16.
You have really gotten quite an ego about you since.
You really do.
I mean, listen, nobody can deny.
Look,
the
I crack
insane
the
amount.
scope at 5 a.m. Fucking room fills up real quick. All right?
So you're saying you're bigger than Tommy Z on there?
Yeah, I'm the A-man, all right? If he's the Z-man. And I'm in the world of Periscope. So I know he's crying about, no one's drowning me. Yeah. Sorry, bro.
And I don't have a Periscope account.
So there you go. Sorry, Z-man. Look,
You
I
can't
care,
follow.
You know, I care about one button on that Periscope app. That's the fucking on button. All right? I cracked that thing, and it's fucking magic. There's a big red button on the app. That's the only one I ever hit.
But how come you can't turn it off once you've got it started?
I don't know.
You haven't mastered that one
My
yet.
big dumb fingers really just keep missing the stop broadcast button.
Oh, so it's nothing wrong with your phone? It's just your fingers?
It's just my
Literally a finger problem.
I got so many problems. Fingers being one of them.
That phone doesn't register that as a finger. It thinks it's just a hot dog.
There's no life behind this. We're not going to accept it.
Joe, why don't you go down there and make sure nobody yells at Dan?
Protect him.
Okay.
Take care of him.
And don't have him fucking bragging about scoring 4 fucking touchdowns in a
That ain't
fucking
shit.
2-hand touch game.
Sup, Al Bundy?
Yeah. I mean, it was better when you and your friend were talking about pissing in bottles and shagging Molly's sister.
Yeah, we did.
That I actually had a problem with. I don't like guys saying that about girls they used to date.
Yeah, you shouldn't kiss and tell.
No, it wasn't even kissing.
Or piss and tell, really.
Piss and tell.
That's the name of the show.
It's a game we play. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with that city in the sky. I just imagine.
It's filled with cloud people. Or shadow people. That came up earlier today. Maybe that's where they live, and they are real. It looks like a shadow city. I mean, there's shapes of buildings. I don't see any windows in them.
Good point. It's a windowless city.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that's weird.
I'm getting shit over Z-Man over your stuff.
Over my stuff?
No. That you won't follow him. I think it's funny that everyone worries about who gets followed. And then they bring up me and I go, oh, I don't really, go on there. I just, I do a one panel show. That's it.
And I appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming on Scope Talk Live, STL.
It's great. It's great to be there. I love it.
Who would you give the weekends to, Gail?
This weekend,
Yeah.
Chris, by far. I mean, he crushed it. He's addicted to the scope. It's all about that scope life.
And number 2?
I might say Dan over Joe's.
Really?
Yeah, I liked the concept. I think it was a weird concept. Joe, there was a little bit too much piss and tell for me, to be honest. But he does get hearts for his cute mom.
Yeah, first of all, I think you do just having your mom alone on there. I thought the Dan's were very high concept, but when you have that problem that people can't actually stay on with you,
Yeah.
you don't have a show. That's not a show.
You got to grab. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I've been able to do it. You know, I get that establishing shot, and people are like, "What is this?" Got to keep watching.
You mean that establishing shot where you go building,
I'm
over and
gonna
over?
tweak that. I'm gonna find some better ways to do it, but I think it's working as of right now.
Well, no one can deny.
I mean, I went on at 4:30 in the morning. Hundreds of people, just tons of fucking people coming in, just talking, saying, "What is going on? What's up?" That was crazy.
So what's your point?
That I won the weekend.
Jesus Christ! What?
So you host a show where you say that you win for the weekend.
It's a competition, Gail.
But you're the judge of your own competition.
That's the perfect part.
You're not even making sense with this right now.
Speaking of which, I think today they announced the winner of the Miss Not Safe for Work pageant that I judged on.
Oh, is that right?
I think today is the day that they announced the winner.
Do you happen to know yet? Did they let you know in advance?
I do not know in advance. I'm going to be just as surprised as the rest of you.
Tell people how we can see this.
You can check them out at notsafeforwork.com, and that's 4 and work, WERK.com.
And this is only for transgender people?
No, it's for drag queens.
Oh, and explain the difference for me. So
They're performers. They are female impersonators.
So
they don't live that life like that.
Okay, so let me get this straight. And I might sound old-fashioned, but I think I am when it comes to this. Is that Leeds is looking and he needs something.
Of course he does. It's between noon and 3.
You need something?
Okay, I'll call you later, Steve. I see him more during the show between 12 and 3 than I do before or after it.
All right, I was learning something.
Yeah.
A drag queen is not a transgender person.
No, I mean, I suppose there's a trans umbrella, but it's not transgendered in the sense that they don't necessarily identify as female all the time. They're performers. They're female impersonators.
And that's a good thing or bad thing?
It's a great thing. They're very good at what they do.
Okay, good. Because I don't know. A lot of stuff is like, you got to tiptoe through this. People get their feelings hurt very, very quickly.
Sure, it's confusing. I mean, could it be considered blackface for ladies?
Thank you. That's what I was worried about.
But,
but it also could be considered blackface for transgender people who are acting like, hey, we really live it, and you're just doing this for gig money.
Well, yeah, there are plenty of controversies that have happened where they are up against each other.
Funny, because when I asked the question, you act like I was a moron for saying it. That's what I'm saying. We gotten around. I guess this is an apology coming from you, but it doesn't even feel like one. I'll just hit this.
Good.
Let me clear my throat.
Did the button even turn off?
No.
No.
So this doesn't even work.
No, it doesn't.
It's a cough button that isn't connected.
Oh, my God.
It's very strange.
A lot of times it makes you cough.
Oh, God.
Weird.
I didn't even have to.
Oh, my God, you're right. It's not labeled yet, so that's probably why.
If I was a drag queen, I would probably sing as my song the theme to Arthur.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Chris, what about for you?
I'd sing Taking Care of Business.
Interesting. Because I've never even seen a woman sing that before. Joe, what would you sing?
I think it's called Ribbon in the Sky by Barbra Streisand.
That isn't by Barbra Streisand.
Oh, who's
That's
it by?
Stevie Wonder.
Oh,
fucking racist.
Then I would do that one.
I'm going MacArthur Park. It's very performative, fun. It's a crowd pleaser.
I'm changing mine and my prerogative. I think that would fucking kill the place.
Could I do
Chris?
Goodbye Horses instead?
Well, that's a great one.
I think that would be taken the wrong way, though. That's, but by the way, the greatest song of all time.
It is so good.
And do you know that Q Lazarus is a chick?
I didn't know that. I've seen the pictures of Q Lazarus.
Even then, people don't recognize it.
I
this
didn't
is
know.
a chick that sings this. This would be good for your friends that not safe for work.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I am shocked.
Put on if you got the thing, you have the album cover. See that? That's a chick.
Holy shit. I had no idea.
Chris Stanley's big song that he hopes to do. Not Safe for Work is the name of that website?
Not Safe for Work for number 4, Work with an E.
And did you already pick who you're the winner to be, but you don't want to say yet?
I don't want to say yet.
Okay.
I played no favoritism, by the way.
You
I judged just based. I mean, I based it on the week as opposed to the previous weeks. So
just on your week.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm very excited.
I don't know whether you're supposed to vote that way though.
I'm not sure. Is it up already?
We can't tell.
Who can tell?
Just says the grand finale, not the actual winner.
Okay.
You're listening to Bennington on Raw Dog 99, Sirius XM's Comedy Club.
Welcome back to Bennington. Comedian Barry Crimmins and Jimmy LaChase are in studio. Barry's performing tonight, October 19th at Brickpack in Chinatown, New York City. For more information and tickets, go to barrycrimmins.com and call me Lucky. His documentary is available on all digital platforms and on Blu-ray and DVD. On Twitter, it's @Crimmins.
I'll also be appearing on the Bennington show tonight.
Yes, make sure you plug that.
Please do.
Make a note.
So, Barry, who do you have with you here today?
This is Jimmy LaChase.
Hello.
He's produced the show, and he's also performing in it. I'm a little familiar with being in that role.
Is that right?
Yeah, I've done that a little bit over the years.
You've, what shows have you produced?
I produced the shows at the place called the Ding Ho in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and at Stitches in Boston, Massachusetts, and then 5 million failing charity events, but.
But see, you always play yourself down. You know, Jimmy, you see this. You've seen the movie, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And when I watch that movie, I'll go, no one will ever make a movie about me comes even close to that. And that's all I literally want. I want that movie to be like, I want there to be some movie about me, the summation, like, oh yeah, he was a prick, but for a reason.
Yeah.
For a really good reason.
I don't think I could make a movie about me. I just want to die in a way that people go, oh, really? Shit. Like, that's all I want.
Oh, so you want, like, a weird accident?
No, I just want people to, like, recognize my name. They're like, him?
Oh, no.
See, but then they get back to breakfast, you know what I mean?
My thing, and I get this through my own family, it was just to crawl off into the woods and die where no one can see you.
Like a deer hit by a car?
Yes, very much like an animal struck by a car. We didn't find him for weeks later. Well, my mother always taught me embarrassment, never let anything happen in public, and I stick with that as much as I can.
Shame first.
Shame, yes. Pull back, be away from it all.
Yourself.
Yes, shame and blame is our coat of arms that we live with. And the thing is because I am aggressive, I feel that kind of shame. You know what I mean? Like, most of my shame comes from myself. Like, oh, how did I act that way?
Yeah. Man. How do you think? I mean, you know how much footage how much stuff was unearthed in the past 2 years about me, and it was just like, oh God, and gold plates going la la.
Yeah. Well, the stuff that he had with you were pretty lit up by the time he even went to, some of the old Boston stuff.
Well, what they never had was footage of me at 10 a.m. talking to everybody on the phone, putting the shows together. This is 15 hours later. We're illegally in the bar drinking, and somebody goes, "Hey, you mind if we shoot an interview?" I don't fucking care. And the next thing you know, there's a movie made, and I'm going like, "You're not using that, are you?" And Goldthwait's just got this shit-eating grin.
Yeah, the bravado hour, I think, is what they shot.
Yeah. No,
is that when you're on the phone?
And I'm in Boston. This is a year after Bucky Dent with a Yankee coat on. I'm just like looking for trouble.
And no one, there's enough respect up there for baseball that they put up with it. It's not like some of these places where you get beat down for wearing the wrong coat.
Well,
or going to a Buffalo Bills game.
I might have been a pioneer that helped get that.
You got that started?
Yeah.
You've been enjoying the games this year, or these series of events?
Man, his hat's hurting me.
Yeah.
Well, this asshole's a Yankees fan. Yeah. He's literally a Yankees fan.
Oh, man.
And
that's
they
even
put
worse.
the hat on.
Man.
Now.
I have never worn a hat from another team, young man. Never. Yeah, that's
Let
betraying
alone
yourself
from
as
another
a 5-year-old.
league.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
people came up and said this to me.
You hate the DH now?
Yeah.
DH is garbage. Why would anyone do that?
Man, do you blow. Yeah. Those extra seasons of Harmon Killebrew really sucks. Let's just get the highlights of pitchers batting and watch them for 6 hours.
Nothing
Well, you need that guy to lay one down. You know, he's got to lay the bunt.
That's the game, Ron. That's the game.
That is the game. It's a 90-foot game.
Exactly.
It's a 90-foot game.
Small ball.
You've always
small
been.
ball.
Yeah. You've got. That's what you have.
But I've never. Yeah, you're right. I'm a National League guy, and I've never rooted for an American League team in my life. I just.
No, All-Star game, whatever, and whoever wins in the AL, I root for them.
Well, I always want it to be, I want the East to win first, and then I turn to
right, exactly.
and then people are like, well, don't you really hate the Mets? I go, yeah, but you want to be beat by the best.
That's
you
right.
want to be beat by the
That's right.
champions.
That's right.
You know? Because at the end of the day, you can just go, hey, we were in a really tough division.
Yeah.
You know?
And if somebody beats you in the playoffs, you want them to win it and kill everybody else.
Right.
And you go, oh, we took them 5 or 7 or whatever.
Right.
You got some alibi.
But this, for the Cubs, you got to feel for the Cubs and their long-suffering fans.
Yeah, or the Cubbies, as they call
Yeah.
them. A cub is already a baby. So
Right.
What's a cub? A baby?
Just the baby.
Gail and I were talking about it last night. The show. It's like they're like Russian dolls.
Overly affectionate. My baby.
Smaller.
And then there's a Chicago fan. You know, I love Chicago. In fact, we taped the commentary for Call Me Lucky in Chicago at 8:30 on a Saturday morning. I got in Friday night, and I have some friends in Chicago, and you know, the bars don't close in Chicago even when they close.
Right.
So,
right.
So I just, when I on the way over in the car, I just said to Go, we got to get like bicycle horns or, and we did. So on the commentary while you're watching, it's like, it's like ridiculous, absurdist, Dada-esque.
Oh, the commentary stuff, is that available now too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get to that immediately.
Yeah. Well,
because first of all, you guys talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Is as entertaining as the movie. And I hate to say that to, you know, the director is in there. But when you guys were talking about the experience of doing the movie, and some of the things in the movie are so heavy, but the ball busting that you guys can do.
Oh, yeah.
About the
there's a
brutality.
license that we have.
Yeah.
You know, it's all right. And I mean, if we couldn't laugh, we could have never gotten it done.
Right.
And I had to sort of give permission to everybody, you know, I mean, because everybody's treating you like an injured fawn. And it's like, no, I'm like 60. Shut up. Like, I'm okay. Are you okay? Can I get you
we're
anything?
just finding out, Barry.
No,
so.
they're talking to me in these really low voices.
Yeah.
Like, look, I did 1 million rock and roll tours. I can't hear anything. Speak up.
Right.
You all right? And it's like, yeah, I'm going to live.
Yeah, my ears are the same goddamn way from this and these goddamn headphones, from having headphones on my whole life.
You're with the headphones up. That's like me. I like to use a lavalier mic because I'm sick of being tethered to a goddamn, you know, cord.
Yeah.
I feel like a mistreated dog out there.
So you'll work with the lavalier on stage.
Yeah, if I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have one tonight.
I can try.
It's weird because if I went on Anthony Cumia's show and he was using the lavalier thing and I kept grabbing at air. I was like, I didn't realize that I moved the mic around so much in my actual life.
Yeah.
Just hide behind it like a little shield.
Yeah.
Just died out. Hey, everybody. Hey.
Plus, I don't do those phallic jokes that much. So you don't really need to. Wow, good one.
Chris is on a new
That woke
thing.
Chris up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That will get Chris up. Oh, you move your hat around.
Oh, now he's got it on backwards, like one of those.
I think
I was a catcher, so when
Yeah.
when I put it, sometimes I got a baseball hat, I turn around, and I go, oh no, I look like one of those dildos.
Right.
Jesus.
It's a great look. That's what I think.
Oh man, Jesus. So now you're running for Major League Baseball. I always blot that thing out too. I don't want any other craven images on my Yankee hat.
Yeah.
I'm sure you feel the same. You
No,
gotta get
yeah.
a red pen.
The oddness of having that on the back of the hat. It's.
We know it's baseball.
Got to support the organization as well as the team.
The fact that you turned on your team to go.
Oh man!
How could you do it?
First of all, the fact that you grew up in Queens and aren't a Mets fan, I think is cheating.
They probably should have been your team from the beginning anyway, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. I was always a Mets fan.
Oh, God.
Oh boy, loved them.
I gave you off for Yankee parades before I remembered.
God. Jesus. You gave him time off to go to the Yankee parade?
Yeah, I let him go off when the Giants win, when the Yankees win. They get everything in this goddamn city.
A lot of parades. Nonstop. Feels really good. And when the Mets parade happens, it's going to be really nuts.
Well,
I mean, there's no stopping the New York
Yeah, that's going to
Mets.
be bad. But it would be so much worse if Chicago won. I don't think the city would even know what to do.
I think that's what we want to see.
Right,
we want to
exactly.
see that in our lifetime.
Right.
The same
Like you
way
were
we
saying
want
the
to
other
see,
day, yeah.
we want to see a meteor hit the planet.
Right.
And, you know, and destroy us
Extinction
all.
event.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, here it
That's
is.
like-
It's gonna kill us.
Just as it's 2 strikes.
But to see the
And
people.
he swings and
To see the people of Chicago try to deal with 107 years of frustration would be amazing to watch. But when you go.
Well, anytime you go there, you can see that.
Oh, yeah.
It's everywhere.
Although, when you're at a game, I see a lot of partying. I see a lot of. I've never seen as many women at a ballpark as I do at a Chicago Cubs. I see women without men there.
Yeah.
It's stunning how that town loves the social aspect.
Well,
of the
my
Cubs.
friend Walco tells me that a lot of the fans that just come in from Iowa or wherever, he
Right.
said that didn't force them for years to really do much with the team. He was annoyed by it. It's like they shouldn't sell out all the time when they're terrible, and he was mad about it. But he was the guy who used to call the Blackhawks Cubs on ice.
Yeah, that is true. That's a strange thing about Chicago is that it's the capital of the Midwest. It's Oz.
Well, you know
for
why?
all those farm
You
people.
know why? Because you can see it from everywhere.
flat ground out there.
And you know why
Chris.
the cops wear those the cab driver
Yeah.
hats? Because they too encourage tipping.
Well, one time, Chris, I don't even know, you told me you were on the other side of the Hudson.
Yeah.
What was that like for you, just to be outside of the city walls
good
and
for
look
you.
over at New York?
Wait, that's where I should be.
He's a lot of when you're born in this city, you don't travel
No, you don't
much.
know about it.
Yeah.
They don't know they're on a globe.
No.
I told them about the sky before, and they're
Yeah.
amazed.
Bullshit.
Also, when you do certain things on stage, if they do environmental stuff in the city and what they don't care.
They don't care at all.
Those garbage trucks come to where I live.
Yeah.
Every time you go to lunch, all these complaining New Yorkers, I want a bigger Porsche, I want this, I want to give me 100 napkins, and so they just give up and put like 1,000,000 straws and 100 napkins. That shit all ends up at my house. Stop it.
We need more, though.
But come to the show tonight at Brit.
Yeah, you should come to that. That'd be a great
Yeah,
show.
you should be there.
Yes.
Barry Cribbins, he's performing tonight, October 19th at BritPack in Chinatown, New York City. For more information and tickets, go to barrycrimmins.com and Call Me Lucky. The documentary, directed by Bobcat Goldthwait, is available on all digital platforms and on DVD and Blu-ray.
So you only plug Barry now?
And Jimmy LaChase is in studio. He's opening for Barry.
But you don't get stuff that he's going to be doing
No,
as
that's it.
well?
He works with Tell a lot.
That's good enough.
David Tell a lot.
Yeah, I opened for Attell and Eddie Pepitone. I've done that a few times.
All great people.
Yeah.
All fantastic people.
I just told Pepitone I want to, I want to form a super group with him.
That would be insane.
That sounds incredible.
Just if misery were lint.
Well, first of all, Pepitone reminds me of you because he's like this really just bitching, and then you find out, oh, he's the sweetest dude in the whole world. Yeah, he's the sweetest guy ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be. I'd love to bring everybody in together. I want to start the meeting for that.
Oh yeah, all right. That's
bring
great.
everybody
Okay,
together.
Pepitone, are you listening? Let's go. Yeah, misery loves company, and we're going multinational.
But I am a giant fan of his as well.
That's a bad thing for you to say today, isn't it?
Why is that?
Because of the game tonight.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care one way or another.
How are the Eagles this year?
You know what? The Eggs are such a disappointment to themselves that and
There's nothing you can add.
Well, I mean, it's very rare that you find out that a coach has set out to destroy your organization, to trade all your best players, to tell you that he has something else planned, and then to find out he lied. It's like when you find out that the person who's robbed you is like your own dad, families that find out for years.
He went rogue.
Yes.
He went rogue.
And a guy named Chip coaching a team in
it's unbelievable.
Philly is just like,
yeah.
Chip. I can hear that.
But this is what you get for a blue collar town turning into a marketing town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the the fact is that the people that used to go to Eagles game aren't those.
They're priced
people.
out of the park.
Yeah, they're priced out of it, and they're actually starting to be priced out of the city, like in a lot of different cities.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Thank God that hasn't happened here.
Yeah, right.
No, I was going to say, because I'm from Western New York, so I like to go to the Bills games. We wanted to go see them play the Jets just for fun. Tickets were starting at $80, and I was like, TV is great. TV is right here. I'm not going to the game.
And I mean, that's even the Yankees tickets are. You know, if you want to be on the rail, they're like $1,200.
They knocked down that original Yankee Stadium where Lou Gehrig gave the speech. You know,
Isn't that great?
This way we can have luxury boxes, and those people can get tax breaks and not even really pay to go to the game. While I pay way extra to sit in the mausoleum that's actually a mall. Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
when you really think about it, there's only one team that the people should care about, and that's the Green Bay Packers. The fact that
they own them.
Yeah, they own them, and they value the stadium themselves. They're like, we want to be in the stadium. I mean, Buffalo.
The new owners are great.
I don't know what has happened. That stadium is phenomenal. We could go and shoot a 70s movie just by driving up.
Oh, the old one.
Yeah.
Oh, the War Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rats were bigger than the offensive tackles. That was not a good place.
But you guys love the new owners. I saw.
No, they're
them.
amazing. Yeah, they've been great. They're bringing it's been a weird season where the fans are getting more attention than the team this year.
Yeah.
Because, like, every week there's, like, some other fucknut is doing something stupid. Like, it's been crazy. But I don't know if you guys have ever been to games there. The last time I went to a game at Ralph Wilson Stadium, I was there and I was like, this is so much fun. Everyone was hammered. I turn around and I just see 3 guys midair grappling, fighting out. Like, they went from one section in the air down to the bottom section, and I went, you know what? I don't want to.
Philly. This is. I
know.
You're not even getting his attention.
But I do.
They broke the Liberty Bell. This sucks.
I mean, that's what
and we were right. That thing did suck. I mean, it was awful.
Fucking noisy.
Yeah, it was noisy. It was too close to the river the whole time. You know, seriously, when I was a kid, you could go to the Liberty Bell and you could touch it, right? They didn't have the thing. Right. And we, as kids, we would climb on it. Like, for our class trip, we would climb on it. And now, the last time I went back, it's like inside this box, like it's something precious. Well, like, when did this happen?
You know, when I was a kid, we used to go to Niagara Falls. We'd go see the Who or somebody and be tripping, and we get some time to kill. So we go to Niagara Falls and, you know, get some beers or whatever. And we would, and there was this bridge that went out to these islands on the river, on the Niagara River, not far from the edge of the American Falls. And we would go out there, and then you could hop on these little tiny islands. And once you're past a certain point, and they just, the way they kept you up is the park ranger made a sign on a chain with a wood burning set, and it hung it down so it was easier to step over, you know. Yeah. So we would be out on these islands, like surfing on the Niagara, going like, yeah, and no one could hear you because the river's going,
yeah.
Those are the days, climbing on the Liberty Bell and surfing on the Niagara. Kids just haven't done anything.
Yeah. You know? Now, that's the only, like, place that still has that tacky old school look. Niagara Falls. Like, everywhere else you go, like, they have taken it and they're treating it like it's a national park. But this, you still get the tackiness of the old days. And it's amazing when you pull up to the falls.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't believe this exists anymore. Because it's not even corporate. You know what I mean?
No.
It's pre-corporations.
Yeah.
It's carny. It's basically
there's a lot of calliope music around.
Florida used to be like that, where before, you know, it got, I think, overly Disney-ish.
Yeah.
It was all like gator stands and like
stuff.
And it
gator stands?
I don't trust a state where the electric chair only goes to medium high.
You know, I brought this up. I did radio down there, and I was invited to go see an execution. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go see an execution.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What's the matter with
you? And my news person at the time, she said, oh, I'll go. I'm, very pro the death penalty. And she came back and she's like, I'm really against the death penalty because it's a horrifying thing to say.
Yeah.
It's horrifying. She was freaked by it. And that's why they never put it on TV. Because if they put it on TV, a lot of people would change their minds. You know?
Yeah, this is real. Plus, you're turning somebody into a murderer, a new murderer. It's like tag team. Now you got a new killer.
Yeah.
The old guy's dead and the new person dead.
What was that movie? Remember when it was like time is on my side? It was like the devil, or whatever, would jump from person to person.
Oh, yeah.
Time they touched each other.
Yeah.
Fallen,
Yeah.
Chris, that's a good one.
Very good.
Yeah, the Mets kids got it.
Wow.
Mr. Met.
What is the other? Is Toronto 2-2?
I think it's tied with they're tied with the Royals.
No.
I thought it was 0-2. I thought they dropped 2 there. Look it up.
Yeah, they dropped 2.
Check that.
I just want Toronto to lose because they went out and bought all the players like the Yankees normally did and got real good.
Royals are up 2 games down.
I root against Toronto because of '93.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Sorry about that.
That was seriously, and those guys I was actually pals with.
That stuff.
Yeah.
When you led me to the tapes of the drunken the thing where they were just going after each other at the reunion.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, was that funny?
Those guys were, and they acted
crazy.
like that in those days. I mean, it isn't like, oh, they retired from baseball and then started getting whacked. They were all crazy.
Yeah.
They were nuts that year.
Yeah.
I remember I went to the game in Atlanta, and Dutch Dalton is pal. He was married to a friend of mine, and
Great catcher.
and yeah, it was great. And I yell his name out right before the game. He turns around and looks at him. I saw his eyes just look like pinholes. He takes his gloves off, right? He wraps them up. And he just fires them at me in the face. I just kept his batting gloves. Now I'm sitting there with my old man. He's like, wow. Yeah, these guys are really amped up for this. I go, yeah, Pop. Does she want to come in and say hi?
Yeah, she wants to
can
say
come in.
hi.
Jenny Hutt.
Ms. Jenny Hutt.
She's gotten pushed out of her position, but she's given it a positive spin. Come on in. Jenny Hutt has a show here. Here, grab this mic over here, Jenny, because we got a full studio. Looks like she's wearing a nice little outfit. But you have big news today, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Show her how to use the microphone, Gail.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah.
Gail. Thank you so much.
And you just talk into that, Jenny. It's a microphone.
The mic.
This thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. I see men that are
Hi.
not always here. Hi.
Hi, I'm Barry.
Hi, Barry.
Jimmy.
Jimmy LaChase and Barry Crimmins. Jenny
He's the
Hutt.
famous Barry Crimmins. You should have him on your show to talk about his documentary. Well, you should see his documentary.
I'd like to. What's the name of it?
Call me lucky.
Are you lucky?
Yes. I'm
Well, that
fortunate.
it all gives away at the end.
No. Shoot. Always do things
Bobcat
like that.
Goldthwait directed.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, now you're impressed. Not with the legendary Barry Crimmins.
It's about the legendary Barry Crimmins.
You know what? I was going to say this. So
boy.
one day we were talking about something, and I started to do a line, and I'm like, wait, that's not mine. And I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like, whose line is that? And I went home and looked it up, and it's a Barry Crimmins line from 1986.
Wow.
About when you go into a record store.
Oh, why is
it?
When they go into a record store.
Yeah, and I saw it on TV in 1986, and remembered that line, but I forgot it was yours.
Yeah, why do all the clerks act like they're rock and roll stars?
It was really great.
You know, you go up and they look at you like,
That's
oh, you
your
still
joke.
listen to this crap? Yeah, you're still making $4 an hour?
Yeah.
Clerk? Shut
Yeah,
up.
I remember that was
I'm
doing.
the guy buying 17 albums on a Tuesday afternoon.
That's funny shit, though. All right, Jenny, what did you want to?
Oh, so we're not going to be in competition anymore, as if there
Were we?
were any.
Yeah.
No, your listeners. I love your listeners, and they have listened to my show on and off when I wasn't opposite
Just
your
go ahead and
shows.
plug.
My show's moving to 6 p.m. East, 3 West.
Why did they push you out of your time slot?
It happens, but it's good
Who did
for.
they push you out for
Listen,
this
it's good
time?
because Gail Bennington, no relation, can come on my show now.
I would love
you
to.
got pushed out before for who? Jenny, the other
McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy.
So Maria Menounos is going to have a show 1 p.m.
Oh God, she's big.
Just 1 to 2. But
She's
my
big.
show's going to be 6 to 8 each day. So on the West Coast, it's 3 to 5. And Central Time, it's 5 to 7. So I'm psyched. It's all good.
And you're still doing the Weight Loss Tuesdays?
Just
or what
Wednesdays.
Do you have? Okay, Weight Loss
Only on
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays do I talk about weight.
And then,
yeah.
by the way, her dad, we were talking about record. Her dad was a big record company guy in New York City.
Sure.
Who was some of the acts that he signed in the past?
Oh, wow. Well, the people he worked with, I would say Barbara Streisand and Diana Ross and Dolly Parton.
These are the
and-
people that she grew up with as a little
Yeah,
kid.
but then in later years, he had Wilson Phillips and Vanilla Ice and Arrested Development. And yeah, there's a lot.
Wow.
He's kind of a legendary. He was a guy that always didn't he always have floor tickets for the Knicks games?
He did.
and he would always bring these famous, people, and it was always Coke for everybody was doing Coke.
Oh,
Right?
nice.
Yeah, I can't say that's the case, but he wasn't a drug person exactly. But
And then her brother is a
That's why
screenwriter.
they only do that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
well, Wait Wednesday on my show, we have a lot of cocaine. You're right because it's
So her
weight
brother
benefits.
is a screenwriter. He wrote Rounders,
He did.
among other things. And then I saw
But Brian has
this.
this big show coming out in January called Billions on Showtime.
Doing
My
what?
brother's show.
Oh, is it going to a regular show?
Yeah, it's called Billions, and they sold, I think, like 12 episodes or something, and
What's it about?
billionaires.
Just
And
people
so,
with billions
yeah,
of dollars.
it's with Damian Lewis and Paul Giamatti, and it's exciting. He co-created
And
it.
then her sister just wrote a book that was turned
She
into a
did not.
movie.
Oh, my sister-in-law, my brother's
yeah, your
wife.
sister-in-law, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
true.
only person who hasn't achieved in this family is Jenny.
And so it seems.
And that's,
she's
So
on the
it seems.
Bennington show.
well, yeah, she is.
I've arrived.
That's as high as
I'm
I've
here.
gotten.
Yeah, please.
This is the top of the heap.
Please, you had a documentary made out of
yeah.
your life. By the way, when the Pope came to town,
Oh, yeah.
he would drive past my house coming in and out.
Yeah.
While everybody else stood in line, I was just on his way to the highway, could just see him sitting there. And I would always yell at him, excommunicate Barry Crimmins, every time they
I
went by.
tweet the Pope every day.
Every single
it's my
day.
favorite tweet to read.
Yeah.
And demand excommunication.
But you only want it done by the Pope?
Well, the point is, this is their biggest threat. You're going to threaten my soul. Well, I know what has happened in that church. And it's like, wait, you're the guys that are sending me. I'll know I'm in hell if there's bishops and cardinals and popes there. I will know. And if I know I'm not in hell if they aren't. Or it's my specific hell that they designed for me.
But your sister said you were such a good Catholic when you were a little boy, she said.
I tried, you know, and then I just dealt with that monster who knew he tried to sexually abuse me. I hit him with an elbow a couple of times, and he knew that okay, I can't get away with this. So he tried to drive me out of it. So he just screamed at me on the altar every morning. And then he was just so malevolent in the sacristy, which is the green room, and he was just malicious to me. And for 3 years, no one else was dumb enough to send their kid up every day to serve mass with this monster. Well, years later, it came out what he really was. And I mean, I know 3 kids who committed suicide directly as a result of the abuse that he did. So, yeah, you can excommunicate me anytime you want, Popester. And, I don't care. And it was, really great to see him meet with Kim Davis. Yeah, I'm really hoping. I think I might have said this last time, but I'm really hoping that 2 of Kim Davis's ex-husbands go to her for a marriage license. That would put a nice bow on the whole thing for me.
So, are you going to be a Bernie Sanders guy? Is that?
In the end of I mean, it's either or politics.
Yeah.
I'm sort of done with them, but I would probably vote for him as opposed to that. I mean, that Democratic debate looked like an AARP game show. It was like, oh man, who hit Jeffy's pudding? Jeffy's pudding. It's like he was, I want my pudding, and I was like, no, Webb wants his airtime. But they were, it's the great liberal possibility, the biggest hope for the Dems, supposedly Hillary, is like close friends with Henry Kissinger.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so I'm supposed to get motivated to go out and work for, I'm sorry.
And yet, the funny thing is the Republicans think that she's far to the left. And you're like,
this country's so far to the right that they're going to hold a New Hampshire primary in the Atlantic Ocean.
Monica Lewinsky was up here today.
Oh, really?
I don't know what she was promoting, though, Dio. She didn't do our show, but...
No. She's got a new
She's
book out.
friends with Andy.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So it's all about Andy now.
Andy.
Yeah, I think they're actually.
Andy is what's his last name?
Cohen.
He's the guy who has he turned the Bravo channel into
Pretty sure he's excommunicated.
the housewife thing. But before Andy took over the Bravo channel, it was like really a great place to see the art.
Yeah. now those channels they just haven't anything to do.
Yeah,
calling the History Channel history should be history.
Yeah, it's true. Of all these things, the Bravo channel was amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, but he's taken it over. He's got much bigger ratings, selling horse shit back to the American people.
Right.
So you do kind of have to blame the American people. What are you doing? You're tweeting?
No, I had to re-sign into my Uber and.
What happened? Everything okay?
Everything
You're moving
okay.
to 6 when?
Monday.
You can't stop it, huh? You can't
No,
just
it's
say,
okay, though.
look, I built this show up. I made it to
right.
something.
I'm all
When are they
right.
pushing you out of that 6 o'clock spot?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
As soon as they get another
Listen,
more
I'm
famous
just
woman,
at
it's terrible.
yeah, look, at least I'm happy to have a show.
Right. But I mean,
Montrose
talk the way
today
you
is
talk
great.
to me off the air. Say the same shit, because I'm with you. I back you up with
I
this.
know you're with me. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that, Ron.
Gail, you're going to go and do her show now that she...
Yes, I will absolutely. Now that time permits.
you know, the studio was out of her father's guest house. Out on
great.
His, you live at the guest house, right?
And out of all the people in here,
Yeah.
one person who will show up at something when she says she will is Gail.
She'll win her.
True.
So we got to work a little bit on the coup last night.
Yeah. She,
Palace coup.
you know what? I have it coming to me. I mean, seriously, if I'm talking to you once and she stabs me in the neck, I'll just go, it's good. It's over.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All I want to do is lay down for a nice long nap in my own blood. That's my cozy. There are certain people who are like, oh, I got a better ride than I ever thought I was going to get. And I was one of those guys. So I got no problems with it. But you went down and watched Barry work, and
It was phenomenal. It was such a blast. Everybody should come out tonight to see him because he is incredible. Yeah.
Let me fix my hair. Okay.
She actually wrote brilliant to me.
Well,
last night.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was I think the audience was better than me last night. 'Cause I was, well, we were in Syracuse with the movie, and that's our hometown. So we're up there with, the defeated Tone, upstate, 193 inches of snow last year. I just sat in my house and work on my alcoholism until I can get the door open again. My homie's there, and it's Goldthwaite's hometown, and I'm from Skinny Alice, Indian word that means beautiful lake surrounded by fascists. And so I had to be polite to all his people and my people. He had to be polite to all my people and his people. But it went very well. Syracuse International Film Festival is great. We also have an international airport, although it looks more like a pole barn. And that went really well. And I did a show up there. Oh, and Friday night I do a show up there. The guy in the front, I'm just getting ready to get into the Pope and wrap it up, and the guy in the front row keels over. And it was just like, I never got to say this, but I got to say, is there a doctor in the house?
Wow.
And there were like 7 PhDs there. So, but fortunately there was a nurse there who actually knew how to do the work, which is the way that works anyway.
Yeah.
But there actually were a bunch of PhDs there. Well, I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor, but of Western studies.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if that helps at all.
I don't think that's going to clear the passageway.
So is the guy okay?
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay.
Yeah.
Dave's okay. But it was, and so I ended this. It would last about 10 minutes, and I just said, I don't have much respect for a lot of things, but natural boundaries I will honor. And I'm not really gonna. Let me finish now. Let me just clean up. Let me just clean the. Yeah.
We were talking about that the other day, gals. How terrible it is when you're in New Yorker that you bitch because ambulances are coming by.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah. And we've
You're
fallen
just
into
on
that.
the phone and you're like, hold on, this is annoying.
Right.
Just give me one Yeah, it's very loud. Meanwhile, somebody's fighting for their life and you're mildly
The goddamn
inconvenienced.
Doppler effect.
I was on a train where someone jumped in front of the car and got hit, and no one's reaction was, oh, fuck, now I'm going to be late.
Right.
Everyone just you saw everyone's eyes roll.
Can't we keep going? Why?
I mean, he's already dead. Just keep going.
Yeah.
It's over. He's gone now. I've moved on.
Now they do a thing, too, that if, like, a homeless person keels over inside the train, they wait and the whole train has to sit, which means everybody's sitting in every track behind.
Right.
And, again, we're bitching over someone who's so impoverished that he doesn't have medical or nutritional things taken care of.
That he's on the train for
Shelter.
warmth.
Yeah, shelter
in our cave, anything.
By the way, how long does it take you before you're homeless. For me, it's like 12 hours, I think. If I don't get inside a place within 12 hours, I just fall in. I can't live.
Well, I've been homeless since my tour started September 25th.
And that's really rough. After you don't realize the road. Well, how many guys do we know that died on the road because they?
Some of my good friends.
Yeah, because that
and then these
lifestyle.
clowns come up to you and go, "Well, that's how he would have wanted it." No, he didn't want to die in a shitty motel in Georgia. Okay,
Right.
he didn't even have a gig that night. It was between too long a jump, and so he stopped there. And like, don't tell him. Oh, that's exactly how. No, he would have liked to have been home with his dog. Shut up.
And another 25 years from now.
Yeah.
Not exactly when
Right,
he went out.
right.
That reminds me, Jen, your show's moving. You wanted to plug it.
As of Monday, yeah.
She gets nervous whenever we stick up for poor people because she is so rich. Who was your bar mitzvah?
I'm just not so
just tell
rich.
us,
It's like
just tell us who the bar mitzvah bands
we
were.
love
So I'm going to be less. I'm already getting less worried about your job.
It just creates a whole wrong picture of
this is her at her bar mitzvah, and this is the house she grew up with.
This was my Sweet 16, and this is not my life today.
That's her home in the background.
It's the 80s.
And so we all lived like that in the 80s.
You could afford a video recorder in the 80s, and you're telling us you weren't rich? Those things were like $900.
Now that castle is her home's.
And they're not showing the whole thing.
No. And the people who played at her Sweet 16 party were...
You're talking about Run DMC, the Beastie Boys?
Run
DMC.
Is that all?
Oh, is that all it was?
And the Beastie Boys.
In the 80s.
Yeah. In the 80s when it mattered.
Yeah.
Give me money.
Yeah. Turn it up just a little bit so we can hear her.
And you're great. And what else? Leslie, Allison.
She's so adorable, like a little rich girl.
Anna and Sarah.
She's like a little China doll.
I saw a thing too that you had put up not too long ago when you were at the U.S. Open.
Yes, I'm very proud of that piece.
Yeah.
So hi to you too.
Your dad got you all those gigs? Or
No, that
you
was
got
all
them
me.
yourself.
That was all me.
Look at that house.
Had a good time.
That's actually the servants' quarters.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy got to live in a house like that, but then they pulled it back away from him. It was just a trick. Who's that with you?
One of my sister. Eddie Murphy's album, the Boogie and the Butt song, I think my dad might have done.
Is that right?
Party all the time, yeah.
Did he bring Eddie Murphy to kick field goals with you at some party?
No.
She went on.
Oh wait, we can see some of the rest of the house now.
Yeah,
the next 100 yards of it,
and you can see the servants who park cars.
Which ocean is on the other side of that?
I can't believe you didn't pay them to get out of the shot.
Yeah.
Oh man,
your sister's quite the looker, though, huh?
She's so cute.
What's her thing? Like, seem like a little more wild than you, right?
Yeah, she's lovely. My
yeah.
sister.
Had a little bit of a rep.
Never. She was not slutty at all.
No. I don't know. I'm just
she
looking.
had a great body.
Yeah, she does.
Yep.
Well, look at that house, though.
Okay.
All that money, and that's the dress you bought?
Actually, that dress was like custom made and
really by clowns.
Oh god, it was probably custom made by some like nearly dying Chinese woman. Like this cost $1 million.
But that really does look like a clown costume.
It was, and actually the cape came off, and then it was a strapless dress. Oh god.
Oh,
the cape. The cape?
The cape.
You know, remember,
oh, wait. No, this limo is ruining the shot.
That's the only black thing we've seen in this video.
The limo has steering wheels at both ends, though. There's two different engines.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, you got to.
Someone had to bring Bob Hope to the party.
The only thing that limo could fit in front of was your house.
Did Bob Hope used to stop by?
No, Bob Hope didn't hang
Who
out
did?
with us.
Who used to stop by? Billy Joel?
No, I mean, my dad knew Billy Joel, but, I mean, Barbra Streisand we spent a lot of time with when I was a kid. And Dolly Parton.
People.
Yeah.
And then you wanted to be in show business to please Daddy.
No, I think to Daddy's concern, I don't think anybody wanted me to be in entertainment, but I wanted to be.
You need. This is you at the. Where are you at the U.S. Open?
I was. I worked at the U.S. Open in
Take it a little
the Les
bit.
booth.
No, normally when a kid says I worked at the U.S. Open, it was selling popcorn.
I sold
not
clothing.
hosting a show. Go back a little bit.
Listen,
so
the news
we
asked
can
me
watch
to do
her.
this. It was a lucky break.
A lucky break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is her 6th year here at the U.S. Open. Most of us are here to watch tennis. Jennifer, what are you here to see?
The really cool guys that play the game.
Oh, my God.
We have a good crop this year. It's an amazing crop. We have Pat Cash. We have McEnroe.
He's pretty cool.
He's amazing.
I don't know if
Forrest
you
Becker.
mentioned that I'm a socialist. I toured with an act your father didn't have Billy Bragg. The Rockin' Red Stars.
And about the same time here, I think, too. Normally, you would have seen Barry, if him and Bragg were here to pull the rich people out of their homes and shoot them in front of the servants and then send them up the flagpole.
In their 16th birthday cakes? How could you?
You're pacifist.
No, but that's okay. The whole thing is that
No, just re-education camps. Please.
Oh, that would have been nice. Now, your show is moving to when? Too?
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna
6
watch it.
p.m.
Yeah.
East, Monday
Same-
through Friday.
same
Sirius
station?
XM 109. Stars.
right. And you're happy about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's change, and change takes time, but it's okay. It's yeah.
Well, if you're happy, then I'm happy for you.
I'm happy
I'm glad
for
I'm
you.
not opposite you guys anymore.
Gail, you're going to go and do her show?
I would love to.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun.
Now, who are you against? Sam?
I'll also mention that I'm on HLN tonight. I'm going to be on Dr. Drew. He's in New York.
Say hi to Dr. Drew for me. He
Okay.
liked the movie a lot.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he tweeted
I
a
will.
nice thing about it.
He was here earlier today.
Yeah, I saw it. They were welcoming him.
Well,
I didn't get welcome today.
Well,
I apparently have to be with Goldthwait to get a welcome.
yeah, why didn't you put the welcome up there, Chris?
That was a misstep on my part.
That was the...
That was
That
a misstep.
was
Typical Mets fan move.
The misstep.
Go Mets. Go Mets.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. Are you always a Mets fan or just when they win? What? This is scary.
Do you own the Mets?
I just happened. This is going to surprise you. I happen to be friends with the Wilpons.
Oh, happen to be.
Yeah.
So I'm happy the Mets are doing as well as they're doing.
How are you
I
friends
grew
with
up with them.
I'm very happy for the poor Wilpons.
Yeah.
Thank God, something's finally broken their way.
Yeah.
Hey, there's
Something
Dan
nice.
Perlman. Very funny last night at the at Yuckheads.
Yeah, he was great.
Thank you so much, man.
Yes,
That means a lot.
Funga's Den.
Dan is an up-and-comer.
Yeah.
And he is dedicated.
Yeah.
You were my intern how many years ago?
Like 3.5 years ago.
About 3.5 years ago. And he was like the shyest kid you'd ever want to meet. And he's like, I want to get into comedy. And we were all like, are you sure, Dan? And he's worked every night since. He's done shows every night since.
I would hate to have your life.
Yeah. Yeah. And, keeps getting better and better. And
Yeah, I know
actually,
he's got a deft. He has a deft touch.
Yeah, he does.
Very-
But did you sell your thing officially yet? Your cartoon?
Oh, we're still finalizing all the details and stuff.
He did a cartoon that Fox has bought.
Yeah,
Or
they're
buying it,
gonna
or
buy.
you
Yeah,
shouldn't say
so
he's buying it.
right, but
Say one of those
it won. Yeah, but it won best half hour up at Montreal for
Yeah.
for laughs up there. Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Awesome.
man. It was super exciting. And
You can't have enough contests in show business. That's what I feel. You really can't.
More
I give
horseshit
Rembrandt 3
competition.
stars. I give Gauguin 2.5 stars. Rembrandt wins. Yes. Is it because there isn't enough natural competition? We're gladiators now.
Line up and dance. Have a dance off until one of you dies, while the rest of us
Yeah,
watch.
right.
That is what we've turned into
I know.
in this country.
Dan,
And everybody in the audience is a judge now. They just
Dan had a very funny set last night, and afterwards I talked to him, and he said I was going to work some new stuff out. But then I saw Barry Crimmins came in. I'm not going to eat shit in front of Barry Crimmins.
That would have been even better. Then you will be a comedian when you don't care who's watching you, and you're just up there going like this. I don't have this thought completely worked out now.
I respect Barry a lot, so I wanted to do a couple things that I thought would land.
Well, clearly I showed you complete disrespect with what I did.
But that is actually funny about being a comedian, is that you have to work things out in front of an audience.
Yeah.
And there's no other art form.
I just did an interview with somebody about this lately, and I just said, I'll come out there with an idea, and I write a lot of new stuff. So I'll go out there and this is funny. I know it's funny, and I'll set it up with what I'm talking about. And go like, they don't quite get it, and then on stage, you just have to know what they need, and then you get this line. It ends up being the only line that stays in the act. Is what they forced out of you.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And I've never heard anyone. So you're saying, in a way, it's almost co-writing with that first.
Well, it's accommodating their stupidity, really.
Right, but so you find that level with them,
Yeah,
where
like
it can
just
be
find out what
communicated.
you sense it or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
or else you just don't want to have them think you suck. And I enjoy working up a good sized lull as much as the next person.
Right.
And they cooperate on occasion. But that's really true. I mean, that's how I've done it for years now. There's times when I know something's going to be really fun. Last night, I knew I could open with something that actually happened that was really funny. I packed wrong. I just been packing and unpacking so much, so I needed to buy some new underwear. So I go to this store, at Target, which is what you are if you give them a credit card, and that's a place where. Never mind.
She's never been to a Target before.
Yeah. It's like Nordstrom's for the needy. Anyway, so I go to Target and I buy one pack of underwear from the guy, and the guy puts it in a bag, gives me my change, and says, "Enjoy." Like, what? I have some briefs now. Now I'm living. Woo!
I am loving every minute of this.
Boy, this is going to turn my day around. Enjoy.
Barry Crimmins and Jimmy LaChase are in studio.
We know that.
Oh, we'll also have Dave Feldman with us tonight, who's brilliant.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
David
Bring
Feldman.
that up.
I'm bringing it up right now.
We just told him.
Yeah.
The great David Feldman, who used to, when I first worked with him, would actually come on stage dressed as a clown and do this really sardonic stuff. It was just hilarious. Feldo the clown, when we were working together at the Holy City Zoo in San Francisco in 1949.
He would come out as just a mean clown.
Yeah, or just like this really, it's sort of precursor to Krusty. Almost.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And he's a very acerbic and hilarious, funny guy. He did your show once. He became a big fan of yours and listens to you all the time.
Oh, that's great.
Dave Feldman, Jimmy LaChase, and Barry Crimmins are performing tonight, October 19th at Britpack in Chinatown, New York City.
And there may be a surprise or two.
And there may be a surprise or two.
Oh.
I might have a good set.
Oh, seriously,
anything
that would
happen.
be amazing. They're suddenly printing an extra edition of the Post. Hey, everybody! LaChase doesn't suck. LaChase kills. LaChase kills.
For tickets and more information, go to BarryCrimmins.com, and Barry's documentary, Call Me Lucky, directed by Bobcat Goldthwait, is available on all digital platforms, and you can get it on DVD and Blu-ray.
And, if you check @Crimmins on Twitter, we've got the link for tickets all over that. And you
Cool.
just scroll back.
We'll retweet that.
@Crimmins on Twitter. And Jenny Hutt's show is moving to 6 p.m. next Monday,
That's right.
October 26th on Channel 109. And she'll be on HLN on Dr. Drew this evening as well.
What are you guys discussing? Somebody's tragedy?
Yeah, I think so.
Who,
Actually.
Lamar?
Yeah, I think Lamar will get a mention.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Did Dr. Drew ever get anyone sober?
I think so.
Because
I think
most
so.
of his people...
Yeah, usually when they die, they
happens.
sober right up.
Yeah. But a lot of his people die, right?
No.
They said that's why they took his show away.
That is not.
Yeah, they call it Death Factory with Dr.
I
Drew.
agree.
It's a weird
I'll
name.
watch it. So he's going to be in
He
New
said
York
nice
with
things
you?
about the
Yeah,
film.
he's in New York today, tomorrow, and the next day.
So that herbal Viagra really makes you stiff? Is that what this is?
Yeah, that's it's quite the sale. Stiffen up.
Yep. See, I can write those kind of jokes. I just don't ever do them.
And what else are you plugging on there tonight? You got
Are we plugging on there? I mean, we're going to talk Trump, I think, a little bit.
what would you guys say
The
about Trump?
comments over the weekend about 9/11 and Jeb and George Bush and they play really. They're really mature. These politicians, the way they handle themselves online.
Well, stop giving them your money.
Yeah, I remember when because he said that he blamed Bush for being
Right.
the president, and not doing anything. But I honestly remember being in a cab, and we're going over the 59th Street Bridge, and we're looking at the hole in the skyline, and there's smoke there. and Watley is sitting next to me, and he's fucking totally serious. He goes like this: "Congratulations, Giuliani, you just lost the towers." I was like too depressed to even say anything. But I remember thinking, I'm going to put that in the back of my head.
He's to blame.
Because he is always that Fez is the biggest finger pointer that I know of any human being. There's got to be somebody to blame. It just seems so funny that it was the America's mayor, Giuliani.
Hey, if Trump gets that wall built on the Mexican border, bet everything you have on the Mexican pole vaulting team.
Can't keep them out.
You're going to do way better than I did in the Bennington football pool.
I will say this. The thing that I would like to see, Trump, is just to see us get the revolution that, Ben Franklin dreamed of himself. That we would be here to see this thing clog up and not move at all. And maybe the first person who would say to us, hey, by the way, this shit doesn't work. I thought I could do stuff as president, and I can't.
Right.
Maybe I quit. Or, it would be really, I do feel like this is the thing that could set us off, because this thing doesn't work anymore.
I think his slogan should be, hate yourself, so does Donald Trump. He appeals to self-loathing people. It's about time someone told us how much we suck every day.
Did you grow up with any of the Trumps at all?
No.
Okay.
You said that like they were so far beneath you. You squinted up like the Trump.
She's a little pond girl.
They're younger than me.
New money. That's why you don't like them.
That's exactly.
It's all about old.
Don't mingle with the real estate money.
New egg.
Yeah. Well, you handle it well, though.
I work hard. I'm not independently wealthy. I don't.
No, you're dependently wealthy. No. That's even better. That's
you know what I mean, Ron.
Look,
I all write my story. It's just not so.
When I met her, she did a show with Martha Stewart's
daughter. Yeah, I did.
And they both, because their parents had known each other, so they gave them a show here. And then Martha Stewart's daughter is even more out there than Jenny. Like, she would have a butler drop her off at school and shit, right?
No, not at all. Actually, no.
But she told some story about how she got in the wrong car. I remember.
Yeah, but not a butler. She actually, her mother becomes
a driver.
A dropper.
That's their only chauffeur.
Yeah.
But
she used to sleep with the help. You said she would.
I did. What?
Seduce them. She would seduce the help.
I don't think it would take much, would it?
No, of course not. No.
Yeah. Not if I was working. Get out of work for a while.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ron, it's 10 years I'm also on the air here. Isn't that wild?
Is that crazy?
Yeah, this week is 10 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys ought to get together and do
you think so?
A reunion show.
Yeah,
See,
that sounds
Martha
great.
Stewart's daughter
So
basically beat her up on the Today Show and left her for dead.
Pretty much.
That's where she dumped you, right?
No, she dumped me before that. We hadn't
But
seen
what
each other
happened
for 6 months.
when you got on the Today Show together? It was so brutal and mean what happened to her that they brought them back for another segment.
Like 3 times. No, it was okay. I actually enjoy that bit of tape now.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, well, because I was sort of cleaning the whole thing, so.
Yeah.
But
that's why I believe in pacifism. Just let them show what assholes they are. Fine.
Right.
You're going to do that? Go ahead.
That's it. I mean, I'm just me. I'm an
so you're completely a pacifist.
Surprisingly, I don't feel like being one.
Right.
That's what makes that's the work.
That's the goal.
That's the work. I've been hit by people I could kill. And that's when it's a test.
And you would allow it to happen.
Yeah, well, no. The other night some guy was heckling a band in a bar, and I knew he was a coward, so I stepped in on him a little bit and just said, "Why don't you get on the stage and do something?" And we'll see how the audience feels about it. Like, everyone in the place likes this band except you, and who are you? You're like a really hammered moron. And the guy was about 4 inches taller than me, but I knew he wasn't, very tough. And I just stepped in, and then he said, "You can go and fuck yourself." And I said, "I can do what?" He said, "Oh, I didn't say that," because I knew he was but I wasn't planning on getting into it.
You would never hit him. But
probably not. If I did, I'd have to start re-up my pacifism right after that. But I got about 30 years in.
Right. Yeah. So you actually deal with your pacifism the way I deal with my addictions. It's basically a one day at a time,
right.
and I barely
one
get through
shithead at a time.
I barely get through any one day.
Yeah.
It's always close, very, very close with me by the end of the day.
What are we doing after the show?
That is the story of my life. Yeah. What am I doing? By the way, you could probably talk me into it in seconds. In seconds. It would be the easiest thing in the world.
That's how you shun me off the air.
I try to shun everyone off the air.
Seeing you makes me thirsty.
That kills me. That kills me. Well, Chris, you spent the entire weekend drunk off your ass, and by the way, making it look like a ball. If I can just point that out. I'm like, he's drinking, he's at baseball,
he's on TV.
I got television.
He switched teams.
Switch teams? No, Mets for life. I don't know what switching talk is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hit up the White Castle. It was fantastic. It was all on fucking video. It was great.
Horrific. Horrific.
Did you Periscope all that?
Yes, it was all Periscope, yeah.
Look, here comes another man. Come on in.
There's my brother in arms right there.
Look at these guys. By the way, I know all these kids, and they're not dressed like the Mets any other day.
Ron, you never Periscope from in here, right?
No, I don't want to. How was your Mets weekend?
I was at both games.
You were at both games?
Yeah.
He's looking at me like.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Now, are you? So, what was the mood?
It was yesterday was cold.
Right, that's not a mood.
The mood on Saturday was both days were very, very excited, very energetic. Saturday was drunk.
You know what I watched both games and I thought was hilarious is that people dressed warmer the second game. Like, both nights were cold, but no one knew it the first night.
I was freezing my balls off.
No, I saw you wearing your stupid hoodie that you bought.
Your Old Navy hoodie.
$50. Yeah.
Second night was way colder. Like, last night, like, 8th inning came around, I was shivering.
Yeah.
I saw Chris.
Colder than Dick Cheney's heart.
He has that. As cold as cold as known to man right now. But, you know, when you go down 0-2, what are the Cubs supposed to do now? Win 3 in a row in Chicago? It seems hard to believe.
You want I'll give you the cliche. Just go out and win today. And tomorrow, see what happens. But it's one game at a time. How can you forget? You know this one thing at a time.
I don't believe in it, though.
Yeah. Well, we've seen it happen in every direction.
Well, we've seen it, especially the Red Sox that year, which, against the New York team, if they go down 0-3, and a team that hasn't won in a million years turns around and beats a New York team 4 in a row, that would be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Have you always been a Mets fan?
You got to step back.
Okay, so this one's fine.
I was very gracious about that. Someone gave me a pair of tickets in St. Louis to the World Series. I was in St. Louis because it was before the election. I was out touring. Someone gave me a pair of tickets. I found Red Sox fans, gave it to them. I didn't even know them. I said, good luck, have a good time. I said, I've been to the World Series several times. I've seen my team win a couple of times. So. I mean, no matter what happens as a Yankee fan, how have I got a kick? I mean, I started rooting for them in 1958.
Yeah.
And followed, so they were great until he was about 11, and then they were just awful, and I stuck with them, Dooley, Womack, Horace Clark, the whole thing, and then they got good again in the 70s, Munson and everybody, and then they were pretty bad in the 80s. They were just good enough to annoy you in the 80s.
Yeah, they had that long drought again, and then
bottomed out with the Stump Merrill era.
Yeah.
And then they came around because they got rid of Steinbrenner. Steinbrenner got thrown out for a couple of years, and Gene Michael got to be in charge of putting the team together, and that's when they got Jeter and the other guys.
Yeah, when you get a Jeter like that, I mean, people don't realize what a once-in-a-lifetime player that guy is, and how he held it together all that time.
Amazingly enough, after he retired, Jeter bought, I don't know if he ever goes there, but he bought a home on Skaneateles Lake.
Is that right?
Town. And I played Kalamazoo last week. So you got me, we got Jeter. You guys got screwed. What a terrible deal. Terrible.
And now here's the thing that you hate about baseball now. This kid Murphy he's playing like mythology.
It's ridiculous.
And he's not going to be back next year with the Mets.
They're gonna pay for Cespedes over him. I mean, they've already said that we don't have the money to pay for Murphy because he's a free agent.
By the way, in Kalamazoo, you know who came in? Go Pack Joe.
Is that right?
Yeah, great guy.
That guy's everywhere.
Huh?
Yeah.
Best guy.
Yeah, he keeps Chris and cigarettes.
Yeah, he's giving him RGDs. This is straight from Matt Gopak Joe on Twitter.
He's one of the
all over the place.
Yeah. He's one of the fans that we share. Like, he likes you better.
Doesn't matter.
It's
Huh?
okay.
You're going to 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I think it will be less of a conflict now.
I've met him. Have you met him?
Me too.
I don't think we've.
I met him once. Well,
I'm very bad about whether I met people or not.
He's a good person.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. And he came to see me. This club in Kalamazoo, the people were great, the show was great, and the people who booked it and were running it were great. But it was run by a guy who was kind of a hunter, and it was full of and really like violent taxidermy, like two wolves literally attacking a boar, and it's in the room. And there was a big buffalo head on the stage, and so I opened the show by kind of saying, like, I'd like to open with a moment of silence for these poor fucking animals who were sacrificed. And then I knelt in front of the buffalo for a second, and then we started the show. But it's a great Lou's back room is what it's called. And it's a very, very nice club, and the people are great there. So, you know, you should go there, but be prepared for the ghoulish.
I always thought it's funny that it's done with things that you can eat. Like, I've seen people like fish, and I'm like, that fish would probably be delicious. Why is it sitting behind the bar? You know? Why is that back there? Why aren't we using all parts of it? So, Chris, if I can get you in to go to Wrigley, do you want to go?
Yes.
I'm not going to do that, dude. I was so happy. You're not even a Mets fan. I would send Vito.
Bullshit. Me over Vito. He's not even from Queens. I'm born and bred Queens Mets fan.
Yeah, why is a kid from Manhattan, why are you rooting for the Mets?
I don't know. You know, like, my mom and dad weren't even Mets fans or anything. My friend, when I was a kid, took me to a game.
Yeah.
And I just got into it. Yeah, I have friends. I saw you by yourself the other night at the game. You don't have friends.
Always by himself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was killing it on Periscope.
Yeah.
He's a lone wolf out there.
He really is.
Howling at the moon.
And not that people are going, does he drink and eat like that alone? I'm worried about him. I'm concerned. Somebody wrote to me, and I wake up and I'm reading this morning, and he said, could you please tell Chris to sleep sitting up in a chair? I'm like, I don't know what this means. I don't know why listeners are concerned.
They don't want him to drown in his own.
Yeah.
That's...
And then I saw the videos of you.
Yeah.
He orders a crave case at 4:30 in the morning, which is 30 cheeseburgers.
It's a suitcase of cheeseburgers.
Oh, man. By the way, I was here in August, and the air conditioning wasn't that good, but they got it fixed.
Yeah,
it's good.
Is you freezing now?
It's good. It's nice.
Yeah.
I'm old. My lining wore out about 20 years ago.
You know, I tell these guys, I go, when we bring in guests, because here's the thing with the air conditioner, it only hits the guest chair.
Yeah.
It hits the guest chair. So, Vito, walk over and just kick it off, because, you know, we can hang meat in this room right now.
That's
just walk over to
the thermostat. There you go.
Chris,
yes.
Your inability to run a team is you're great.
You really should be managing the Mets.
Yeah.
That would be the things that would be better
You
right
yourself are great, but you don't have a team that works with you. That's how Dan had the clusterfuck with BL today. He didn't know what to do with her, and you know, now we didn't get her on the air today. It would have been great. She brought you up too, Jen. She was ready to do a show with you.
Loves
She's
you.
At the end to do your show at 6, your inaugural show. I didn't realize that we were 15 minutes past the end of the show.
Yeah, we're over.
Are we even on the air, or is there other program?
We are on the air.
Okay, good.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, we got to wrap it up then.
Barry Crimmins and Jimmy LaChase are in studio, and Dave Feldman, Jimmy LaChase, and Barry Crimmins will be performing tonight, October 19th, at BritPack in Chinatown, New York City. Go to barrycrimmins.com or at Crimmins on Twitter for all information and tickets. And Jimmy LaChase is at LeChase, L-E Chase on Twitter. And then you can get Barry's documentary, Call Me Lucky, directed by Bobcat Goldthwait, on all digital platforms and on DVD and Blu-ray. And Jenny Hutt She's moving to 6 p.m. East on Sirius XM Channel 109 next Monday, October 26th, and she'll be on HLN with Dr. Drew tonight.
You know,
very nice. Well done.
Yeah, you really did. You
really
killed
good.
that.
Thank you.
You kill anything except for your management skills. That's your only problem. I couldn't, like I'm saying to him, why are you're the executive producer, why do you go all the way to the lobby and get the guests? You got other guys. They're never going to learn radio if you don't.
I was trying to contact him for a good hour to get Jimmy's name in the.
Yeah.
But
couldn't reach him?
No, I couldn't reach him.
About 8 text messages came in a row.
That's his
I wasn't getting testy at all, though.
I did notice it was he's getting pissed by that.
I will kill you as a pacifist.
There goes the pacifism.
He's in the system, Barry.
But I do want you to see his documentary. Okay. I know that you're a Bobcat fan and you've seen his movies, right?
All of them.
Have you?
No.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I forgot. Well, have your maids watch it because I think and explain it to you.
They give us good ideas.
Yeah. Well, it's a terrific documentary. You should be very, very proud of that.
You know, it's really, truthfully, it's doing a lot of good, and I know because of who I hear from, child abuse survivors and whatever, and it's really doing some good. Goldthwait, as an independent film director, every time you make a movie, you're gambling your entire career on it.
Sure.
So he gambled his entire career to make a pretty serious statement to tell a lot of people about something they don't want to hear about because it's not pleasant. But you know, you can't. You got to go through a problem, not around it, and that's what the movie's about. And man, he did a tremendous job, and it was great being with him this weekend. Crazed up to Syracuse, and man, but I'll tell you, I had people coming up to me, new victims of that priest I dealt with. I didn't know. I mean, they weren't new, but they disclosed to me, and people are breaking silence. Every day I get letters from people saying, I've never said this to anyone before, and so it's doing real good.
Well, the fact that you're like a funny guy and a smart guy, but you're really like a man's man, and the fact that you put that information out there, I think really helps a lot. I hope you come back and see us again soon.
And you know how you're my favorite show, best show in radio. You guys are the greatest.
Well, the door is always open.
What? We love you.
Thank you.
What's that? Do you honestly think you do a better show than I do?
No.
You were that cry for help that you call a show is so sad. Yeah. We will see you guys all again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!